Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
The calendar has turned to July, and the Cape Cod Baseball League's East Division is getting crowded. The last place Chatham A's try to gain some ground tonight at Veterans Field when they take on the Wareham Gatemen. High above Diamond Side at Veterans Field in Chatham with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, Falmouth took down Chatham 9-7 2 days ago before the off day and snapped some of the A's momentum.
It almost feels like the momentum tilt between offense and defense had shifted so far, and it almost exploded in that game where the offense had a fourth consecutive game, really a fifth consecutive game of playing well, and it was just squandered by the pitching being subpar for really one of the first times we've seen it this year. The biggest question mark coming into today, and you'll hear your starter in just a moment with Gabe Davis. That's an interesting pick for a start. We'll see how that meshes as the game goes along.
It'll be the second and final appearance for Gabe Davis on Cape Cod tonight as Chatham hosts Wareham. It's the second meeting between the A's and the Gatemen in 2025 as 4th of July week is upon us in Chatham. Should be a packed house at Veterans Field tonight, and we've got a good one on tap for you. It's the Anglers Extra pregame show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Catch of the Day and the Manager's Show are coming up. You won't want to miss them. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier four-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's almost time for game 14 and the first game of July, Chatham hosting Wareham. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham skipper Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, after the off day, you had the chance to digest that 9-7 loss to Falmouth a couple of days ago. What were the takeaways from that one?
Just didn't pitch very well. Still swinging good. Just middle part of the game, we didn't pitch very well, and that's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. Just hope we limit it to the times that it does happen. But we're swinging good. We're playing good defense, and I expect our pitching is going to be great.
Did the shortened game 3 days ago impact the pitching plan 2 days ago?
Yeah, it did, because we had to get a couple other guys in, so it kind of pushed Ethan down to 2 innings instead of 4, but that's no excuse. We got to be better on the mound. We have to be able to throw strikes, and we didn't do a good job of that.
How do you balance sticking to your pitching plan versus riding out a guy who may be throwing well?
Well, this league is for development, and we're going to give the guys every chance they can to develop. Even if it costs us winning the game, we're going to make sure we stick to our schedule and make sure the kids get their innings that they're up here to get.
What did you see from the bats in that game?
Swung it good, barreled up a lot of balls. They get good pitches to hit, and they're doing a good job with the bats.
And have you ever seen a dinosaur impede on a baseball game?
No, I could say no, I never have.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before Chatham takes on Wareham. Dennis, you turn to Gabe Davis tonight for his first start. As a pitcher, what are the differences between starting and coming out of the bullpen?
Maybe just a little bit of the preparation part, but it shouldn't be much. different. I mean, they know what they're doing. They know the game is broken up into 2 and 3 pitchers at a time. They know what inning they're going to pitch, so there shouldn't be much difference with it at all.
7 strikeouts in Gabe's first appearance, but also 4 walks. What were your takeaways from his last outing a week ago against Harwich?
He has dominant stuff. If he puts the ball over, tough to hit.
You control?
Gabe's only going to be up here for 2 starts, so what he is pretty much what he's going to be.
If you had more time, what would you work on with him?
Just getting him on the mound more and just getting more consistency with his delivery and getting more comfortable being on the bump.
You follow him up tonight with Mason Peters, who makes his final start, or final appearance, I should say, as well. What have your takeaways been from Mason's time on Cape Cod?
Good arm, good breaking ball. It's pretty much a strike thrower, so I think he'll do good tonight.
You welcome a couple of Tennessee teammates in Austin Breedlove and Michael Sharman into the bullpen tonight. What do those two bring to the pitching staff?
They're strike throwers, and one's left-handed, one is right-handed, and they'll compete hard. They're going to be here till the draft, and I think they're leaving and possibly coming back, but we don't know yet. So, I'm assuming they're going to compete hard and throw a lot of strikes.
What are conversations like day to day about players departing for the upcoming MLB draft?
Well, we're not going to have too many draft-eligible guys here when the draft does show up. So everybody's kind of filtering out now, and then we're going to have our guys for the rest of the summer. So really no surprises. We know what we had coming in, and we know had a good idea when they were leaving, so we've planned accordingly.
That's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before the A's face the Wareham Gatemen for the second time in 2025. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Hudson for the rest of the Anglers Extra Pregame Show.
Thank you very much, Jake. A team built on continuity this year. That seems to be the memo for Dennis Cook. A lot of the same pitchers will stay. A lot of guys without innings limits or young guys that are here to play most of the season. That's what we've seen so far with this group. But a couple of new faces have been added. One of those new faces joins me on the other side for Catch of the Day, but you probably know his name. Stick around to find out more.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at SweetTomatosCapeCod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back in on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of game number 14 of the Cape League season back here at Veterans Field with someone who is a bit of a Veterans Field expert at this point in his second season with Chatham. It's outfielder Ashton Larson. Now, Ashton, you played a couple days ago in your first game back for Chatham. How did it feel to put the uniform back on?
It was awesome. I mean, I love everything about this place, so it was great to be back, and great to be back with the wood bat, playing summer ball, just competing with the guys, so it was exciting.
When you say everything about this place in terms of what you love, what stands out about Chatham?
I really like the town. There's a lot to do here. Like, the food's amazing, the ocean's awesome, the weather's great. I like my host family a lot, so everything about it is awesome, honestly. Yeah.
Are you with the same host family this year as you are last year?
Same host family. Steve and Susan West are the best, so it's good to be back with them.
Oh, that's awesome, too, and a couple of people you get to hang out with, too, at that house especially. What do you love about living with Steve and Susan?
They're just awesome. They're super positive every day, and they take good care of us. And, yeah, I'm rooming with Ethan and Mason, so, yeah, they're great guys, too, so it's a good time.
Of what you remember from last year's team, what really stands out?
The culture last year was awesome. Like, this is my first couple days here, but yeah, the culture of last year's team was really fun. I mean, we still talk like pretty much on a weekly basis, like in our group chat. So yeah, like we just got super close over the summer, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of great personalities, but I can already tell there's a lot of great personalities in this year's team too. So I'm excited.
And some of those older guys, too, have already started to go on to do pretty good things. You think of guys like Ivar Arquette, who are high up in the draft, Kyle O'Dees. What's the buzz around?
The cool part about being here too is like we're literally playing and guys are getting drafted to professional baseball, which is really cool to see. And then I mean there's a lot of guys. Ike Irish was amazing. Lodis is awesome, and then we got guys already killing it in the minor league, so it's awesome. It's really cool.
Chatting with Ashton Larson ahead of Game 14 of the season from Veterans Field against Wareham. Now, Ashton, since the last time you were here, pretty cool accomplishment, becoming a national champion. When you hear the words Ashton Larson, national champion, what goes through your mind?
A lot of work for sure, and then a lot of people supporting me throughout all the years to get me to where I'm at, and a lot of opportunities that I've been given, and I've been able to make the most of them. And yeah, I mean, I'm super, super blessed. To be a part of that was amazing, and to be a part of something bigger than myself was really cool, you know. And I'm from Kansas City, so I grew up going to Omaha, so to be back at Omaha playing in it and being a part of it was amazing, and to win the whole thing was even better. So yeah.
Do you have some memories from Omaha as a kid?
I just remember going. I remember going when LSU was there, and then like UC Irvine, like UCLA, like those years. And yeah, mostly like the Fan Fest when you're little. You know, you're there, kind of going to all the shops and going to all like the fan experience things. But yeah, it was just a great time. Good thing to do in the summer. So.
When you're a player, do you get to experience any of that or no?
Yeah, you got a lot of downtime actually in Omaha. There's a lot of time between the games, so. You get to go there with your teammates, go hang out, go to the Fan Fest, go to some games if you want. So it's a great time. It's awesome.
Now that the chapter of LSU is kind of closing for you, as you look back on your time there, what are some of the highlights or the biggest thing that stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think winning the national championship was a pretty good one. That was amazing to do with the guys. I mean, that team was super, super close too. So I got friends for life on that team that I'm super grateful to have been a part of. You know, there's some personal accomplishments, some homers, like being all SEC my freshman year was awesome, and then competing in those environments, and it's amazing. So I'm super grateful for them and everything about that place. The fans were incredible to me and my family, and I'm super grateful for that. And I'm just excited for what's next and my next opportunity. So.
Yeah. As you start that new chapter, what are the things you look for?
I'm just looking for an opportunity to play every day. This is my draft year this next year, so I want to put together a full season of at-bats, play in the outfield, and I think that'll be a positive thing. I can really develop, get better, and then help a team win a lot of games. That's all I'm looking to do.
And you have that chance here as well in Chatham right now, especially. I can see that smile on your face already. What are the things you want to get out of this summer? Yeah,
I just want to get better. I want to win games here, obviously, being a competitor. And then, I just want to keep getting better as a hitter, as an outfielder, and, put together a great summer.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good things coming for Ashton Larson this summer. Ashton, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Jake Klein has the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show right now. Jake?
Hudson, Ashton Larson in his first game back with the Chatham A's after LSU's national championship run. Came 2 days ago against Falmouth, picked up a hit, struck out twice, scored a run, and also grounded into that game-ending double play. He is back in the Chatham lineup tonight. We'll get you that full lineup plus the pitching matchup. And first pitch, it's all ahead right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
Chatham and Wareham coming up from Veterans Field on the 1st of July, 2025, and Hudson Ridley has your starting lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar.
Sure do. For Wareham, center fielder Hayden Yost leads things off, followed by Levi Clark. In the DH spot, he bats second. Then it's Easton Breifogel in the 3-hole with Chris McHugh in the cleanup spot. He'll play first base. Andrew Kane in the 5 spot and Sias Garrett in the 6th hole. Then it's Chase Cruson batting 7th with Colby Turner in the 8th spot and Mac Rose on the catching duties. Then for Chatham, the center fielder Henry Ford leads it off after coming back from Citi Field. Then it's Gavin Gallagher in the 2-hole, Ethan Mendoza in the 3 spot, and Chase Freilich DHing today in the cleanup spot. Jackson Freeman in right bats 5th with Cade Arambidi making his debut in the 6th spot. Jake Hanley bats 7th with Ashton Larson in the 8-hole, and Isaiah Lane rounds out the order in the 9th spot.
Each team has taken a lineup in front of its respective dugouts. It's time for the national anthem at Veterans Field, and we'll turn it over to the public address announcer, Peter Burns.
Thank you for rising for tonight's national anthem. It's a special treat for us. Jennifer Kangas is singing tonight's national anthem. Jennifer is a former board member whose family hosted players for more than 30 years. When she's not performing or directing on local stages, Jen is easing chronic and acute pain with gentle touch for her clients at Kangas Myofascial Massage on Main Street in Chatham. With tonight's national anthem, Jennifer Kangas.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to Jennifer Kangas, and thank you for all the support you've given the Anglers over the years. Thank you so much, Jen Kangas.
So there's the national anthem ahead of Chatham and Wareham at Veterans Field. The A's come in 4-6-3, dead last place in the Eastern Division of the Cape Cod Baseball League, but just a point back of 4th place Orleans, with the July 3rd and 4th home-and-home series between the two rivals looming in the coming days. Wareham, meanwhile, is 6-7-0. They're tied for second with the Falmouth Commodores in the Cape League's Western Division. Chatham took the first matchup between these two teams in convincing fashion on day 3 of the season back on June 16th. A's have taken the field from their huddle in front of the third base side dugout on a misty Tuesday evening in Chatham. A's are in the icy white uniforms, no pinstripes, solid white uniforms, navy blue anglers arched across the chest, red numbers on the bottom left hip of the shirt, blue numbers on the back, solid white pants, and both teams, or rather just the Chatham A's, are rocking the 4th of July hats. They've got blue backs, white front, the Chatham A fishhook logo slapped on the front in front of a red, white, and blue star, and a red bill as well on those 4th of July hats for the A's. Wareham is in the road uniforms. They've got the cranberry red hats with the blue W slapped on the front, cranberry red jerseys, Wareham arched across the chest, white numbers on the front, navy blue numbers on the back, and the gray road pants. It's time for your pitching matchup presented to you by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. For Chatham, it's Gabe Davis, 6'9", 235-pound right-hander out of Oklahoma State. And he makes his second appearance of the 2025 Cape League season. It's his third Cape League season. Spent 2023 with Chatham, briefly appeared in 2024 with Brewster, now back with the A's. He's made one appearance, struck out 7, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, walked 4 against Harwich on June 24th. That was across 4 innings. The Wareham starter, who we'll see in the bottom of the first, is Logan Baisley. He's a right-hander from Florida Gulf Coast University, 6'4", 220 pounds. It's his third appearance. To this point, he's thrown 6 2/3 innings, surrendered 11 hits, 3 home runs, and a 6.75 ERA for Baisley. So Davis, the right-hander for Chatham out of Oklahoma State, against Baisley, the right-hander for Wareham out of Florida Gulf Coast. That is your pitching matchup presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. The umpires for tonight's game presented to you by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Behind the plate, it's Mickey Garcia. Mike Rabideau is down the first baseline, and on the left side of the infield, it's Ryan Damari. 3 umpires are in their powder blue umpiring uniforms today as Hayden Yost, the Wareham leadoff man, steps into the left-handed batter's box against the right-handed starter, Gabe Davis. Davis takes the mound, right foot anchored on the first base side of the rubber. He winds up, and the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball down and away. 1-0 on Yost. 73 degrees, first pitch at 7:01 p.m. Time and temp presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. 1-0 pitch. Changeup, called a strike, inside corner. A ball and a strike on Yost. Left-handed hitter out of Florida. Batting in the leadoff hole for Wareham. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yost hit 9th when these two teams played on the third night of the season, Monday the 16th of June, a Chatham victory. Davis winds up. Here's the 2-1. Fastball chopped on the ground left side. Gallagher dives at third, can't get it. Lane scoops it at short. Off-balance throw to first in time. Isaiah Lane throws out Hayden Yost by a half step. That's the first out of the ball game. We'll get you that Chatham defensive alignment presented to you by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. In the outfield, left to right, Ashton Larson, Henry Ford, Jackson Freeman. Gavin Gallagher at third, Isaiah Lane mans shortstop. Ethan Mendoza plays second base, Jake Hanley first. Cade Arambidi makes his debut behind the plate. He's the freshman catcher from LSU. Right-handed hitting Levi Clark, the DH from Tennessee, steps in. Davis's first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Called a strike, it's 0-1. Clark out of Tennessee. Chatham just picked up its 2 volunteers. Both relief pitchers, Michael Sharman, Austin Breedlove joined the team. 0-1. Breaking ball darts down and away. A ball and a strike. A's have experienced a good bit of roster turnover in the last couple of days, and from what we've heard from Dennis Cook, more to be expected. Davis is 1-1. Fastball popped foul. Out of play on the first base side. Over the packed grandstand behind home plate, which seats about 1,000, and it is as full as it's been. Tuesday of 4th of July week in Chatham. A ball and 2 strikes on Levi Clark. Davis winds up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blows the high fastball past him at 92. That's the first strikeout for Davis and the second out of the first.
The angle Levi Clark took to that ball to try to follow through on the swing almost looked like he was trying to hit a ball feet above the zone he reared back so far.
Left-handed hitting Easton Breifogel stands in. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball smoked down the left field line. Larson on the run, pulls up by the chalk and makes the catch in fair ground to end the inning. So Gabe Davis works a 1-2-3 first inning at Veterans Field. Hayden Yost grounds out, Levi Clark strikes out, and Easton Breifogel flies out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Wareham. Henry Ford, Gavin Gallagher, and Ethan Mendoza due up in the home half of the first. It's Wareham nothing and Chatham coming to bat at Veterans Field right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
At Veterans Field in Chatham, time for the bottom of the first. Wareham went down 1-2-3 in the top half, and now the top of the Chatham order to the plate against Wareham right-hander Logan Baisley. 6'4", 220-pounder from Florida Gulf Coast faces the right-handed hitting Henry Ford to start the home half of the first. First pitch, fastball called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Right-hander winds up the pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul. On the ground behind home plate, off the padded section of the angled brick backstop. Right behind home plate at Veterans Field. 0-2 on Henry Ford. Set to transfer to Tennessee from Virginia. The 0-2. Fastball called, strike three on the outside corner. Ford started brushing dirt around with his foot in the right-handed batter's box, and then Mickey Garcia punched him out, and he turned back almost in shock. That's the first out. Hudson, tough to tell from our perspective, high above the third base line, but that first and third pitch to Ford looked outside.
Certainly, both of them broke a little bit away and down.
Right-handed hitting Gavin Gallagher in. First pitch, up and in with a fastball. A ball and no strikes. Gallagher has been a constant for Chatham in that two-hole since his arrival in the first week of the season. 1-0, fastball high, 2 balls, no strikes on it. He has played in every game since he arrived, and now is hitting second for the 4th consecutive night. The windup and the 2-0 home. Fastball high and tight again. 3 balls, no strikes. That fastball right around 90 miles an hour from Baisley. Also mixes in a breaking ball. Nods at the sign, winds up the 3-0. Fastball right down the chute. Called a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike on Gavin Gallagher. Right-handed hitting Ethan Mendoza on deck. Nobody on, 1 out, the 3-1. Fastball called a strike. Outside corner again. And Baisley early has really been picking at that outside corner to the right-handers, and Mickey Garcia has called strikes there. That'll have to be a Chatham adjustment. 3-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Gallagher shakes his head, then looks toward the ground as he walks slowly out of the right-handed box. Back-to-back called strikeouts start the night for the A's at the plate.
Both of them coming on pitches just at the bottom of the zone. You're right, Jake, that adjustment will have to happen. As long as it's consistent there, you have to make the adjustment to it.
Here's Ethan Mendoza, right-handed hitting second baseman for Chatham. First pitch, breaking ball clips the inside corner. No balls and a strike. One for 4 night for Mendoza in Falmouth on Sunday. And that 9-7 A's loss. 0-1, fastball down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perhaps the call threat and imminent at Veterans Field. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball right over the heart. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mendoza. Just a misty haze blowing in from the left field corner across the outfield toward right. Visibility still virtually clear. Nobody on, 2 out, scoreless in the bottom of the first. The 1-2. Fastball clocked foul on a line out of play on the right side. Toward the playground, past Wareham's first base dugout and well into foul territory, populated by plenty of kids on a busy Tuesday night of holiday week. Righty winds up, another 1-2. Breaking ball lined foul down the left side toward Chatham's left field bullpen. Count stays a ball and 2 strikes on Mendoza. He's one of 2 A's who has played every day, all 14 games, along with Henry Ford, the leadoff man. And Mendoza has spent each and every one of them at second base. Baisley winds up, 1-2. Breaking ball grounded up the middle, backhanded at second by Colby Turner near the second base bag. He throws to first in time to end the inning. So Gabe Davis sets down Wareham 1-2-3, and Logan Baisley does the same to Chatham. 2 strikeouts and then the Ethan Mendoza ground out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Chatham. We go to the second at Veterans Field. It's Wareham nothing and Chatham nothing. 6 up, 6 down so far at Veterans Field. Gatemen will try to change that on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Hi, this is Ethan Mendoza. I'm from Texas. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Veterans Field, Ethan Mendoza out to his spot at second base as the Wareham Gatemen come to the plate in the top of the second. Scoreless ball game with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Chris McHugh, Andrew Kane, and Caius Gargett. The middle third of the Wareham order, starting with the right-handed hitting McHugh, first baseman out of NC State. Right-hander Gabe Davis back to the mound. He's got the tweener pants on, pulled up about mid-shin with the royal blue stirrups peeking out. First pitch to McHugh. Fastball popped foul, out of play over the first base dugout. Kind of an old school look for Gabe Davis. At 6'9", I'll venture a guess that it's probably just a lack of pants that fit him. The 0-1. Breaking ball called a strike, outside corner, 0-2.
It's a lot of legs in that 6'9" frame too. It's not. It's a little more legs than torso, you would say.
Wiry right-hander winds up. The 0-2. Breaking ball darts down and away. A ball and 2 strikes. That fastball from Davis has climbed up to 95 at times in his short time in Chatham. Part of what makes him an intriguing draft prospect later this month. 1-2. Popped foul again. First base side again. And out of play onto the Little League field. That sits just behind the first base side bleachers at Veterans Field. Another 1-2 from Davis. Here it is. Down and away with a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Plenty of kids running around on the Stone Dust Little League infield as well. And a nice crowd on the outfield berm, which stretches from dead center all the way past the right field pole, parallel to Depot Road above the hill. 2-2. Breaking ball popped up and out of play on the first base side. Another souvenir for the kids on the Little League field. Although it looks like wiffle ball is the game of choice over there. Be another 2-2 to Chris McHugh. Davis winds up. He comes home. Swing and a foul ball at home plate. It popped right out of Aaron Beatty's glove. Had a chance to squeeze it for strike 3, and it came out with some velocity. 10 or 15 feet onto the grass in front of home plate. Takes off his black catcher's mitt. He's got a gray batting glove underneath. Readjusts. Now enters his squat. It'll be another 2-2 pitch to Chris McHugh. Davis winds. The righty deals. Fastball bounced to first. Jake Hanley on 2 high hops. Calls off Davis and races to the bag. Beats McHugh by a half step for the first out.
Now batting for Wareham, the third baseman for the University of Arizona, number 27.
So McHugh put up a strong fight. Works the count against Davis, but ultimately grounds out to the first baseman, Jake Hanley. And that brings up the left-handed hitting Andrew Kane. First pitch, swing and a miss. Changeup from Davis. Doesn't use it often, but pulled the string there and got Kane to swing over it. Right on left. Here's the 0-1. Fastball chopped up the middle. Mendoza races toward the bag at second. Backhand, sidearms to first in time. He earns a point from the pitcher, Gabe Davis, who pumps his right fist. A high chopper up the middle, and Mendoza shaded toward the pull side against the left-handed hitter. Had to sprint all the way behind the base at second, grab it, and his momentum took him to the shortstop side of the bag as he threw to first.
He's looking more and more comfortable every single game at second. It was a slow start, and since the last about 5 or 6 games, he's been lights out.
Caius Gargett in the righty box. First pitch. Bounced on 1 hop to second. Mendoza fields by his left side, throws to first in time. Already 3 putouts for the Chatham infield, and 2 in a row for Ethan Mendoza, part of another 1-2-3 inning for Gabe Davis, who's through 2 hitless at Veterans Field. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Wareham and Chatham tied scoreless. Logan Baisley back to the mound up next. Bases 3, 4, and 5 in the Chatham order. You won't want to miss it. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Chase Fralick, Jackson Freeman, Cade Arambidi set to come to the plate for Chatham in the bottom of the second inning at Veterans Field against the Wareham righty Logan Baisley. 0-0 the score. Jake and Hudson with you high above Diamond side in Chatham. First pitch to Chase Fralick, outside with a fastball, 1-0. It's been a steady dose of fastballs right around that 90-mile-an-hour mark from Baisley. 1-0. Fastball grounded up the middle. It sneaks into center field. Second baseman grabs it on a dive, but there's no play. Chase Fralick legs out what goes down as an infield single, although the ball reached the outfield. That's the first hit of the game for either side, and Chatham has the leadoff man on in the bottom of the second. Brings up the left-handed hitting Jackson Freeman, Chatham's hottest hitter. Outfielder from Northwestern. First pitch from the righty. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 days ago in Falmouth, 2 more hits for Jackson Freeman, 6 of them over his last 3 games, including a run-scoring triple at Bourne last Friday. 1-0. Fastball downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Middle infielders pinch toward the bag at second. Just a couple of steps in from the outfield grass. 2-0. Fastball punched left field. Breifogel sprints over in foul ground. It drops in, and that's a fair ball. Fralick turns around second. He's going for third. The throw in, cut off. Breifogel took a bizarre route to the ball. He was in foul territory when the ball landed fair. It's a double for Jackson Freeman, and Chatham is set up with runners on second and third and nobody out.
And Breifogel had a chance at that play. He almost overran it as he slid in foul ground, but the ball landed fair.
So second and third, no one out. Cade Arambidi to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball, 0-1. First at bat in the Chatham debut for Arambidi, freshman catcher out of LSU, who was the backup on the national champion Tigers. And Dennis Cook tells us, from what Jay Johnson, the LSU head coach, has told him, Arambidi will start for LSU next season. 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Wareham infield stays back with runners on second and third and nobody out. Scoreless in the bottom of the second. 0-2 count on Arambidi. Baisley sets the pitch. Fastball just off the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. That pitch looked a whole lot like the one Henry Ford and Gavin Gallagher were punched out on in the first. Right on right, it'll be a 1-2. Baisley deals. Fastball called, strike 3. Aaron Beatty knew it. Backed right out of the box and swung his bat around with his right hand. He strikes out in his first Cape League at bat, and that brings up Jake Hanley with runners on second and third and 1 out. First pitch. Breaking ball, downstairs, 1-0. Another 2-hit game for Hanley on Sunday in Falmouth. Doubled home 2 runs in the 5th, drove home another with a single in the 6th. Baisley comes to a set. 1-0. In the dirt. Mac Rose, the catcher, blocks it. Keeps the runners at second and third. Now 2 balls, no strikes on Hanley. The right-hander comes home. Swinging a line drive foul to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. And now ahead of the 2-1, the pitcher, Baisley, gestures to the catcher, Rose, to come out to the mound, and they'll meet halfway between for a quick meeting. More and more fans start to settle in on the outfield hill, past the right field foul pole. Chatham threatening for the first runs of the game in the bottom of the second. Second and third with 1 out. 2-1 the count on the left-handed hitting Hanley. Baisley pitches. In the dirt, it skips by the catcher Rose and goes to the backstop. Freilich comes home, and Chatham strikes first. 1-0 A's in the bottom of the second. And Freeman moves to third.
Baisley had been missing his spots down and away a couple times to the lefty. It has not been an easy day so far for Mac Rose, the catcher. That moment, the hardest of the day, the first ball he just could not get to.
Now the infield comes in with 1 out. 3-1 pitch on the way to Hanley. Baisley deals. In the dirt, ball 4. So Hanley works a 1-out walk. Now Chatham has runners on the corners. That brings up Ashton Larson for his first Veterans Field at bat of 2025. And the regulars in the Veterans Field crowd give Larson a nice hand. He's Chatham's Thurman Munson Most Outstanding Player Award winner from 2024 when he hit .316 and made the Cape League All-Star team. Bats with runners on the corners and 1 out. First pitch. Fastball called a strike, low inside corner. Subtle nod of the head from Larson as he backs out of the left-hand batter's box. Checks his black bat a couple of times toward the mound. Brings it up near the left ear. Now the 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Hanley took off from first, then broke down after 2 or 3 steps and raced back to the bag. Catcher Rose popped up to throw, but never did. 1-0 Chatham, bottom of the second, a run already in. They're on the corners with 1 out. The pitch, fastball high. 2 balls and a strike on Larson. Wearing the same number 44 he wore here in Chatham a year ago. And he's got all the A's colored accessories left over from last season that he's brought out again. Pick to first, Hanley dives back safely. Larson has the royal blue and red Nike batting gloves, royal blue Nike cleats with the red laces. He played for LSU, so these are Chatham-specific accessories. Time called as Hanley steps off first, wipes off his face after his headfirst dive back into first. Now takes his lead again, runners on the corners with 1 out. Pick to first again, Safe. Closer play this time. McHugh slapped a tag on Hanley's right shoulder, but he's back with a head-first dive. Baisley set on the mound. 2-1. Fastball, line foul into the Chatham dugout. Couple of A's on the top step dispersed. Chase Fralick went flying down toward the bench area. But looks like crisis averted. And Gavin Gallagher ends up with the baseball on the top step. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Larson. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Count goes full. Runners on first and third with 1 out. 1-0 Chatham in the bottom of the second. A run already in the inning. Another throw to first. Again, Hanley dives back. Freeman on third. He doubled. Hanley on first. He walked. It'll be a payoff pitch to Ashton Larson. Here it comes. Runner goes from first. Pitches a ground ball through into right field, a base hit. Freeman comes home. Hanley goes first to third. It's an RBI single for Ashton Larson. And Chatham makes it 2-0 in the bottom of the second.
The shortstop from the University of San Diego, number 1, Isaiah Lane.
That situational hitting Dennis Cook had talked about at the beginning of the year. Ashton Larson, already having played a season here, equipped with the wood bat, knows how to use it. Perfect situational hitting. Hit it through the right side.
Wareham catcher Mac Rose steps out in front of home plate to give the first and third signs. Isaiah Lane steps to the plate in the right-handed box. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. 0-1. Middle infielders for Wareham real tight to the bag at second. Big holes between the first and second baseman and third baseman and shortstop. 0-1. Fastball lined to the backstop off the very tip top of the netting. Behind home plate, it's 0-2. Right-hander Baisley comes set. Throw to first. Larson dives back head first. Kind of belly flopped and then extended that right arm out to the base. Shares a chuckle with Chatham first base coach Taylor Sanagorski. Takes his lead again. First and third, 1 out. The 0-2 home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout for Logan Baisley. He gets the 9-hole hitter Isaiah Lane for the second out. That brings up Henry Ford for the second time. Runners on the corners and 2 out. Ford represented Chatham in the Cape League MLB Draft League All-Star Exhibition at Citi Field yesterday. Recorded 2 hits. First pitch from Baisley on the outside corner. 0-1. Told us pregame he didn't get back to Chatham until 2:45 in the morning. Right back in the lineup in center field where he has played every game for the A's so far. And now Mac Rose, the catcher, going back and forth with Mickey Garcia at home plate. Rose stepped out in front of home plate to give first and third signals, and Garcia took the notebook out to charge him a mound visit because he stepped into fair territory. Now Ryan Smythe, the Wareham manager, is out to argue. He's right up face-to-face with Garcia, not yelling. Just about halfway between home plate and the Wareham dugout on the first base side. And Garcia points up toward the press box, then toward the Wareham dugout. He does charge the Gatemen with a second mound visit. Runners on the corners with 2 out. 2-0 A's, bottom of the second. The 0-1 to Ford. Breaking ball in the dirt. Check swing, appeal to first, no swing. Mike Rabideau, the right side umpire, extends the arms, much to the chagrin of Wareham's dugout. It's 1-1. Ford 0 for 1 already today. Led off the home half of the first with a called strikeout. 1-1. Breaking ball hammered down the left field line. It drops fair for a hit. Hanley trots home. Larson gets the stop sign at third. Ford is into second with an RBI double. 3-0 Chatham in the bottom of the second.
The third baseman from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, number 42, Gallagher.
So now second and third 2 outs for Chatham. Already ahead 3-0 as the bats just continue to produce for the A's. And Gavin Gallagher steps in with a chance to tack on. Right-hander Baisley set on the mound. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, flied foul, right side and out of play. Past a sea of onlookers sitting on the bleachers along the side fencing in between Wareham's first base side dugout and right field bullpen, just on the other side of the fence. 3-0 A's, bottom of the second. All 3 runs here in the inning. 0-1, high with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lights are on a misty, windy evening at Veterans Field. Still over 70 degrees. 1-1. Swung. And Gallagher lined it to the backstop. A ball and 2 strikes. Almost tipped it into Rose's glove. Nicked off the leather and then went toward the backstop. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes on Gallagher. Spins his bright pink bat. 1-2. Breaking ball left in the dirt. Down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gallagher also struck out looking in the first. 4 strikeouts for Baisley to this point, but has also surrendered 3 runs on 4 hits here in the bottom of the second. 2-2. Breaking ball, golfed into straightaway right field. Cruson takes a couple of steps back in front of the warning track. He makes the catch to end the inning. So Chatham strands 2 in scoring position, but the A's get on the board first with a big inning in the second. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. To the third at Veterans Field.
And a ton of training when it comes to bat speed, or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound.
Wareham to the plate. Top of the third at Veterans Field. Chatham 3-0 in front after the A's score 3 in the bottom of the second. RBI hits from Ashton Larson and Henry Ford. Plate 3. Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley with you. Chase Cruson leads off the third. First pitch is a breaking ball called a strike, 0-1. Gabe Davis back to the mound for Chatham. 6'9" right-hander from Oklahoma State has set down the first 6 in order. Righty winds up. 0-1. Breaking ball bunted foul toward the Chatham dugout. Jay Powell, the A's pitching coach, sticks his right leg out from the top step and just kicks it back onto the grass in foul territory. I have no idea what Jay was going for there.
Didn't kick it straight either, kind of side-footed it a little.
0-2 from Davis. Fastball, broken bat, and a line drive foul on one hop off the side fencing along the right side at Veterans Field. Now Cruson makes the walk back to Chatham's dugout, or rather Wareham's dugout, for a new piece of lumber. He leaves behind the dark red dipped bat with a black dipped handle and pulls out a natural grain bat as he strides back to the plate ahead of the 0-2 from Davis. Cruson taps that bat against his right cleat, spins it twice toward the mound, and readies for the 0-2 from Davis. Here it is. Fastball upstairs. A ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander on the mound, left-handed hitter in the box. The 1-2. Downstairs. Another fastball. This one runs up to 95 on the gun. But right at the shins of the left-handed hitting Cruson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 1 strikeout so far for Davis. Hunting for a second. 2-2. In the dirt. Bounces in front of home plate and then hits Mickey Garcia, the home plate umpire, in the mask. He pops right out and, as he usually does, throws a new ball out to the pitcher himself. Count goes full on Cruson. Left-handed hitting outfielder from Central Florida. Payoff from Davis. Here it comes. Fastball tapped foul on the ground behind home plate. Bounces off the brick backstop. Offset toward the first base side. And Davis will need a 7th, rather an 8th pitch against Cruson. He winds up and delivers. Fastball popped up, out of play, over our heads in the press box above the grandstand near home plate, offset toward the third base side. It goes out of play, and so pitch number 9 on the way. Davis nods at the sign, brings his glove over his face. Another payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Davis stares back at Cruson as he walks a slow lop around the mound. It's the second strikeout for the right-hander. He's set down 7 in a row to start the game.
And if you're going to have a 9-pitch at bat, it's about the only way you'd want it to end. Anything else would be demoralizing for Davis. That, a boost to energy.
So nobody on and 1 out. 3-0 Chatham in the top of the third. And the right-handed hitting Colby Turner in. First pitch, down and away with a breaking ball, 1-0. Turner, the second baseman out of Michigan, caught up with some of his Wolverine teammates on Chatham before the game. 1-0. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. Davis falls behind 2-0. He winds up. Here's the 2-0 pitch home. Fastball called a strike. Thigh high on the right-hander. 2-1. Chatham defense relatively straight up against the right-handed hitter. Middle infielders with toes on the outfield grass. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Turner went almost all the way around on a high 95-mile-an-hour fastball in front of Wareham, 3-0. And the left-handed hitting 9-hole hitter Mac Rose comes in. Davis winds up, first pitch. Fastball hit on the ground left side on 2 hops. Lane fields on 1 knee at short, steps into a throw to first and retires Rose. 9 up, 9 down for Chatham starter Gabe Davis in his final tune-up before the Major League Baseball draft. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Wareham in the top of the third. We go to the bottom half. Gatemen starter Logan Baisley back out there. Chatham ahead of Wareham, 3-0 at Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Veterans Field, we go to the bottom of the third with Chatham in front of Wareham, 3-0. All 3 A's runs came in the bottom of the second. RBI hits from Ashton Larson and Henry Ford, plus a wild pitch. Plated 3 Chatham runs, plus Gabe Davis on the mound for the A's has set down 9 straight to start the game. 3-0 the Chatham lead. Jake and Hudson with you at Veterans Field. Right-hander Logan Baisley back to the mound for Wareham. He faces the right-handed hitting Ethan Mendoza to start the third. The windup and the first pitch. Fastball upstairs. Mendoza starts his hands around, but holds up on the high fastball. Late appeal to first, no swing, according to Mike Rabideau. Right on right, 1-0. Breaking ball brushes Mendoza back. He waddles out of the righty box. It's 2-0. The American flag in center field looks stapled to the pole. The one by the firehouse in deep right is blowing straight out toward right. 2-0. Fastball down and away. Nicks off the catcher's mitt and rolls towards Wareham's dugout on the third base side. .3-0 home. Fastball right down the middle, called a strike. 3-1. There is certainly wind. Trees down the right field line, blowing back and forth. We can feel it up here in the press box. 3-1. Fastball off the outside corner, ball 4. So Mendoza reaches on a leadoff walk. Chatham has a runner on with nobody out, and the left-handed hitting Chase Freilich comes up. Freilich singled on an infield single. I put that in air quotes. He grounded it into center field, and the second baseman Colby Turner ran it down, but nowhere close to in time to make a throw to first and beat Freilich. Left-handed hitter is 1 for 1. First pitch to him. The pitcher stumbles and misses inside on a breaking ball. His left cleat, as he strode toward home plate, just clipped on the mound. Soft 70-mile-an-hour pitch missed inside, and the pitcher Baisley came almost sprinting toward the first base line. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. Pitch like that, you're lucky it's not a balk. That he actually got a pitch out of his hand toward home. 2-0. Fastball popped foul. Out of play almost directly behind home plate. 2 balls and a strike.
And the fact that he tried to throw inside on Frelick on the one that he clipped his feet on and still managed to not hit him.
2-1. Down and away. 3-1. Yeah, he not only didn't hit Frelick, but also didn't put that 70-mile-an-hour lob right over home plate, where Frelick could have just crushed it. Runner on first, nobody out. Baisley set, 3-1 to Frelick. Fastball line foul to the backstop. Count goes full. Right-hander Jordan Stevens out of Georgia is up in the Wareham bullpen down the right field line. Baisley comes set from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. 3-2. Fastball, grounded right side, fielded at second by Turner. Spins, throws to second. It gets away from the second baseman. Everybody safe. Turner fielded it near shallow right field, spun around, threw a one-hopper to Caius Gargett, the shortstop covering second, and right as Mendoza slid in, it popped out of Gargett's glove, rolled back toward the second base position, and Mendoza beat it out. So now a mound visit for Wareham with runners on first and second and nobody out for Chatham. A's already in front 3-0. And it's going to be a call to the bullpen. The right-hander Stevens is coming in. Get you all the information you need on the new Wareham pitcher. Chatham ahead 3-0 in the third and threatening for more. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Well,
Chatham ahead of Wareham 3-0 in the bottom of the third. A's have runners on first and second with nobody out, and Wareham makes a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen. The right-handed starter Logan Baisley is done. He's relieved by the right-handed reliever Jordan Stevens, a junior to be from the University of Georgia. 6'4", 223-pounder, makes his fourth appearance. He has allowed 4 runs in 6 innings to this point. 6.00 ERA, 7 strikeouts to 5 walks. Again, he enters with runners on first and second and nobody out. A's up 3-0, bottom of the third, and the left-handed hitting Jackson Freeman is the first to bat against Stevens. Righty comes set in the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch, fastball low. 96 miles an hour on the radar gun on the Veterans Field left center field scoreboard. Freeman doubled his first time up on a fly ball down the left field line. 1-0. Fastball grounded right side. It gets through into right field, a base hit. Mendoza chugs around third. The throw to the plate. Offline. Mendoza scores standing. Jackson Freeman delivers an RBI single, and Chatham makes it 4-0 in the bottom of the third.
And it's entirely off the back of small ball as well. Only one run today was driven in by an extra base hit. Everything else, 2 singles, 1 wild pitch. It's been bit by bit by bit that Chatham has inched along on offense.
Freilich up to second, Freeman on first, still nobody out. Cade Arambidi steps in. First pitch, breaking ball misses outside to the right-handed hitter, 1-0. Chatham with a win and an Orleans loss can climb as high as third. 1-0, chopped foul on the ground down the third base line. A ball and a strike on Arambidi. A's are in last place in the East Division at 4-6-3 with 11 points, but just 2 points back of third place Harwich, 6-6-1 with 13 points. Orleans sandwiched in the middle of the A's and Mariners. 1-1 to Arambidi. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and a strike. And of course, the A's and Firebirds have not yet met in 2025. They play for the first time in their home-and-home series, an annual tradition, July 3rd at Veterans Field, July 4th at Eldridge Park. 2-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Stevens guns that one up to 97. 2-2. First and second, nobody out. 2-2 on Cade Arambidi. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 98 miles an hour out of the hands of Jordan Stevens. Arambidi strikes out for the second time in 2 Cape League at-bats. That brings up the left-handed hitting Jake Hanley. Walked and scored last inning, his first trip to the plate. Stevens set, first pitch. Fastball, blooped, shallow center field. It drops in front of Yost for a hit. The runners advance. Freilich to third, Freeman to second. 1 out single for Jake Hanley loads the bases for the A's in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for Chatham, the left fielder from LSU, number 44, Ashton Larson.
Hanley becomes the 3rd Chatham player to reach twice already in this game. Now Larson steps into the left-handed batter's box. Wareham brings the corner infielders in. Middle infielders stay back with an inning-ending double play still in play. First pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-0. First baseman Chris McHugh has his cleats on the infield grass. The third baseman Andrew Kane closer to even with the bag. He's on the infield dirt in that cutout. Freilich leads off of third, Freeman off of second, Hanley off of first with 1 out. 1-0 to Larson. Swung on and punched into shallow right center field. Cruson races on. It dunks down for a hit. Freilich comes home to score. Ashton Larson drops in an RBI single. It's 5-0 A's in the third. Colby Turner, the second baseman, was all the way out in medium depth right center. He was the closest Gatemen to it. Extended with a dive straight out, but it was out of his reach. Larson has his second run driven in. Now Isaiah Lane comes up. Bases loaded, one out. First pitch to the right-hander. Fastball outside, 1-0. Five runs on 7 hits for Chatham through the first 2+ innings. Wareham hitless through 3. 1-0 to Lane. In tight with a fastball. Started like he was going to rip at it, and then pulled the hands in tight to the body to escape that high 90s fastball from the right-hander Stevens. Runners take their leads off of all 3 bases with 1 out. 2-0. Swung on and flied foul. Out of play on the first base side. 2 balls and a strike on Isaiah Lane. Struck out swinging his first time up. One of 4 strikeouts for the starter, Logan Baisley, whose line has closed. 2-1. Line foul directly behind home plate off the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baisley goes 2+ innings, allows 5 runs, 4 of which were earned on 4 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 4. He is on the hook for the loss, and that season ERA is up to 9.35 through 3 starts. Bases are loaded with 1 out. 2-2 to Isaiah Lane. Grounded fair inside third and down the left field line. Freeman trots home. Here comes Hanley. He scores. Larson goes first to third. Isaiah Lane grounds a 2-run double down the left field line. Chatham is pouring it on. 7-0 A's in the bottom of the third. Hudson, we've talked about this A's offense, which has looked like a new team over the last 5 games or so, but this is another level.
It certainly is, and especially when Isaiah Lane, who has struggled as of late, is one of the guys now driving this machine as well. An extra base hit for him. He struggled in the slugging category, put it in the right spot.
First pitch to Henry Ford, lined into right field, a base hit. Over the drawn-in second baseman. Larson comes home. Here comes Lane. He scores without a throw. It's a 2-run single for Henry Ford. 9-0, the Chatham lead in the third.
I mean, right on cue. We start talking about the offense on another level. They hit another gear.
And the Wareham pitching coach comes back out to the mound. This time to talk with the reliever, Jordan Stevens. There is nobody up in the Wareham bullpen. You have to imagine with the starter, Baisley, going only 2 innings, the Gatemen would like to get some run out of Stevens here in relief and let him chew up some innings.
This comes to the idea of the innings eater. That's popular in Major League Baseball, but it's usually as a guy who will have a quality starter, not allow too many runs to come across and just give you an arm for a while.
The popular move in recent years in MLB has been to pitch position players. They instituted some rules a couple of years back at the big league level. You have to be up or down by 8 runs or more, and it has to be the final 2 innings to pitch a position player. That does happen in the Cape League, although rarely. Talked to John Schiffner, the longtime Chatham manager, a couple of days ago when Brewster was in town. And Schiff told me only twice in his entire Chatham career was he forced to pitch a position player.
Unlike in the Major League level, not everything is seen. The guys still need stats on the board. That really draws the eye no matter how many scouts are here.
Runner on first with 1 out as the meeting on the mound breaks up. Right-handed hitting Gavin Gallagher in. First pitch, down and in, 1-0. Schiff also told me there was only one time he had to bat a pitcher and play him in the field. (1-0), high and tight. 2 balls, no strikes. Hudson, do you know who that player was? Pitcher who played the outfield and batted for Chatham.
Ooh, that is a great question. I don't know.
I'll give you the answer after the 2-0. Here it is. Down and away with the breaking ball, 3-0. It was Matt Harvey.
Oh, wow.
Out of North Carolina. Schiff knew Matt. Schiff coached in Connecticut Public High School baseball against Matt Harvey's teams. 3-0. Lined over the second baseman, Turner into right center field. Ford racing toward third. The throw in from right in plenty of time. The tag got him. Gallagher singles, but Chase Cruson throws out Henry Ford trying to go first to third. And even the Wareham outs in this inning are coming after hits.
There really was not much of a chance for Ford to stretch that. The speed has been there this year for him. He's starting in center in every single game for Chatham this year. But right there, he didn't have a chance to run on Cruson. Still, though, it's not like this is a very close ball game where every run counts.
Yeah,
he's just trying to stretch it.
You can afford to get aggressive when you're up 9-0 in the third. Right-handed hitting Ethan Mendoza in. Runner on first, 2 out. First pitch. Fastball bounced off the pitcher. Ricochets towards short. Gargett throws to first in time. Caius Gargett redirected after a ball hits the pitcher, scoops it up on the infield grass and beats Ethan Mendoza with a throw by just a half step. But what an inning it was for Chatham. The A's get 6 runs in the inning. Comes on 6 hits, 1 Wareham error, and 1 man left on base. After 3 innings of play at Veterans Field, it's Chatham 9, Wareham nothing. As much as that offense was fun, Gabe Davis has not allowed a hit through 3 innings. He comes back to the mound when we come back. Hudson Ridley takes over play-by-play on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Thank you very much, Dennis. The right-hander Gabe Davis back to work, has not allowed a runner yet. His first pitch to the lefty, a called strike. That comes against Hayden Yost, the leadoff man for Wareham. 9-0. Chatham on top of the Gatemen, top of the 4th. 0-1 to Yost. Fastball juts low and away, 1-1. After Yost, it's Clark and Breifogel. None have reached base. 1-1. Ducks just below the zone. Another fastball, this time at 94. It's 2-1. Six runs in the bottom of the third for Chatham. 3 of them coming in the bottom of the second. It's an offensive onslaught. Davis with a long look in. Now the 2-1. Low and away, ball 3. Wareham has sent just one more batter to the plate than runs scored by Chatham. The Anglers already have 10 hits on the scoreboard. 3-1. Below the zone, that's ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Hayden Yost. And it's the first base runner allowed today by the starter, Gabe Davis. Still Chatham with plenty of cushion. Multi-hit games already for a couple of Chatham players in Henry Ford and Jackson Freeman. Levi Clark stands in from the right side with a runner on first. Nobody gone. Chatham up by 9 in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Davis. High and outside on the fastball. It's 1-0. The hill beyond right field fully populated tonight. In center, there's a spattering of fans on top of the hill, but in the middle, still yet to be filled on this holiday week. Pickoff move to first, not in time. It's a headfirst slide from Hayden Yost. Wareham still with every member on the top step of the dugout, leaning over the railing, except a lot of dismay on the faces of the Gatemen. They sit at 6-7 this season. Pickoff move to first, again not in time. Yost beats it back with his right arm extended. Took a hard face plant to the ground, but he shakes the belt. The dirt flies out and he takes a lead off. Now the 1-0. Sprayed to the backstop, 1-1. It was a fastball at the top of the zone, only 93 out of the hand of Davis. And Clark cut underneath it. Steps back into the right-handed batter's box. His right foot directly on top of the chalk. Another pick to first. 0 for 3 from Davis as Clark slides back in. Rather, that's Yost on the first base bag. Lights beaming bright at Veterans Field. A dark blue sky, and now the misting and the fog is now all gone. 1-1. Dips below. Off speed that time at 84 from Davis, low and away. Clark didn't have to think about it. Davis struck him out swinging the first time up. Got him on a high fastball that Clark couldn't help but offer it. Here's the 2-1. Flied right side foul. Late again on the heater. Davis's pitch count now up to 44. In his first outing of the season, he threw 75 at Veterans Field against Harwich. Although an unexpected 75 caught up with him the next day on the catch of the day. He did not think he would go that long, but he did go scoreless through those 3 innings. 2-2 to Clark. Here it is. Just off the plate on a fastball. Aaron Beatty in the catcher spot held the mitt out, waiting for the call from Mickey Garcia, hoping that it would have gotten the outside edge. Instead, the count runs full, and Yost takes his lead off of first base, being held on by Hanley. Davis agrees on the signs. The payoff. Below the zone, ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Gabe Davis after retiring the first 9 batters. Runners on first and second for Wareham. But the Gatemen need a lot early in this ballgame. It's already 9-0 Chatham. thanks to explosive innings in the second and third. And now Jay Powell, Chatham's pitching coach, makes his way out to the mound to have a chat with Davis. This is Davis's last appearance for the Anglers. That we do know. After this, he'll make his way to the Major League Draft, coming up in just a matter of weeks in the middle of July. Hovers around All-Star Weekend for the Major Leaguers. Mickey Garcia makes his way to the mound slowly to have a word with the three of them, breaking up this meeting. Jay Powell gives Davis a tap on the back, and he'll make his way back briskly towards that Chatham dugout on the third base side. Anglers up 9-0. Contributions from every member on this team other than Cade Arambidi making his first start, still getting adjusted to the wood bat. He dips down in his catcher spot and flashes some signs at Gabe Davis. Davis has runners on first and second, nobody gone in the top of the fourth. It's Easton Breifogel from the left side. He waves the bat over the head. Here's the first pitch. Called strike on a fastball down and in. 0-1. Breifogel flied out to Ashton Larson in left field his first time up. A ball that hung over towards the line, but Larson got a good beat on it and put him away on the run. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul chopped at the plate. Makes its way to the brick backstop right in front of a Wareham ball boy. He doesn't have to move far before he gets it. It's 0-2. Runners on first and second. Chatham comfortably in front 9-0 in the top of the fourth. Davis with that towering frame looks down. Now he checks the runner. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Goes past Arambidi into the backstop. A drop strike 3. He holds on to it. The runner goes down the first base line. There was already a runner on first, so it's an out either way. Breifogel heads back on the strikeout, and runners advance. Clark is up to second, and Yost goes to third. The off speed down and in that time. Bounced in the dirt and got away from the glove of Arambidi. He talks with Gabe Davis on the mound now, who will throw his 50th pitch in just a moment, with 2 runners in scoring position for Wareham. Yost on third, Clark on second. Both reached on walks and then advanced on that last strikeout. Davis with his toe on the bump, rather on the rubber, standing on the first base side. Comes set. He deals. Chopped foul. Chris McHugh got underneath it. He grounded out to Hanley his first time up in a play where he nearly beat Hanley down that first base line. 0-1. Broken bat. Dribbler right side and foul. He hung on to the handle of the bat, but the rest of it split apart. That top half of the bat now sits just above the Chatham script logo behind home plate. Of all the ways to break a bat, usually you can see it splinter down the middle, sometimes just on the interior, and you don't see the damage, but separating the wood handle from the rest of the bat doesn't happen all that often. Q grabs a gray bat from the Wareham dugout and makes his way back to the right-handed batter's box. Gray all the way down, a light shade matching the pants of Wareham today. It's 0-2 with runners on second and third, 1 gone. Pitch from Davis. Dribbled right side, and it hits the first base coach of Wareham in foul ground. smacks off of his leg and trickled in front of Hanley back into the field of play. A gasp from the crowd at Veterans Field. That ball came off the bat at 87 miles an hour and skipped right into him. Now he stands a little bit behind the coach's box. Another 0-2. Swing and a liner. It drops down in center field. One run comes in to score. Clark gets the holdup at third. The throw in gets away from Hanley, who was covering. And McHugh goes up to second. So Yost scores, and it's the first run of the day for Wareham. 9-1 the Angler lead in the top of the fourth.
Third baseman, 27, Andrew Kane.
It brings up Andrew Kane. He takes his time before standing in. The American flag in dead center, which was once at a standstill, now whipping from left to right as the trees in left center rustle in that direction as well. First pitch pops straight over the top of the press box, just offset towards the third base side. We're around 20 feet off the ground, and it cleared us by only about 5. It's 0-1 with one gone. Runners on second and third for Wareham. The Gatemen need 8 to tie it in the top of the fourth. 0-1. Low and away. Aaron Beatty. Sproles rather reaches out that arm. Extended it as far as he could to snag it in his glove on his left arm. It's 1-1. One to Kane. Just off the plate. Brushed the zone with that fastball at 95. But couldn't clip the edge. A left-hander up and warming in the Chatham pen. It'll be Mason Peters to follow Gabe Davis. Here's the 2-1. Chopped foul. Kane underneath yet another pitch. Wareham starting to string together a couple of base runners. Davis went through the first 9 without allowing one. Then a leadoff walk to Yost, a walk to Clark, and then Chris McHugh with a single just moments ago. 2-2. Swing and a lofted ball. It drops down in left center field. One run comes in to score. Larson holds the ball in left and lollipops it in. It's another run on the board for Wareham. Make that 9-2 Chatham in the top of the fourth. McHugh made his way up to third. Kane on first. It's back-to-back singles. And now Caius Gargett. This has been a whole new Wareham offense after going 3 innings without a base runner. Gargett stands in from the right side. His foot at the back of the box. First pitch. Swung at and missed. High fastball, and he cut underneath it at 94. It's 0-1. Middle infield of Lane and Mendoza. Close to the bag at second. With Kane at first, the double play is on. Check over on first, the tag applied, but not in time. The throw from Davis was perfect. If Hanley's glove wasn't there, it would have hit Kane square in the back at first base. Runners on the corners, one gone. Chatham up 9-2 in the top of the fourth. Both of those 2 Wareham runs have been scored in this frame. Time call. And a pitch clock violation against Gabe Davis. Makes the count 1-1. That's the first time Davis has been hit with that violation through his first 2 appearances. Although he does like to take his time. Now the 1-1. Grounded up the middle, fielded at short. The flip to second for 1 in time. The throw to first, got him. 6-4-3. Gargett grounds out into a double play to end the inning, but not before Wareham put some runs on the board. It's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Gabe Davis allows a few. Chatham still with a comfortable cushion. When we come back, it's the middle of the order. Freilich, Freeman, and Aaron Beatty, 4, 5, and 6 for Chatham. The bats have been hot. Can that continue? Stay tuned on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham on top of Wareham 9-2 at Veterans Field. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. It's the middle of the Chatham order. Chase Freilich, Jackson Freeman, and Cade Aaron Beatty to face Jordan Stevens, who's already allowed 5 runs on just 21 pitches from the fireballer right-hander. Freilich in from the left side. First pitch. It's called, just off the edge. Nearly hit the zone from the right-hander. He tried the off-speed and nearly backdoored Freilich. Instead, it's 1-0. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up into shallow left field. Out from shortstop, and the grab is made by Caius Gargett. He was twisting over his shoulder as he made his way onto the grass. Called off Bryfogle from left field and Andrew Kane from third to make the grab just over his right shoulder. So on 2 pitches, Chase Freilich goes down, and it brings up Jackson Freeman. Freeman is off to a hot start already. In his last 4 games, he's got 8 hits. Now the team leader in OPS. He has 2 today, a single and a double. And was driven in both times. First pitch from Stevens. It's a called strike at the knees. 92 on the slider. Cade Aaron Beatty waits on deck in his Cape Cod debut. 0-1. High and away. Ball 1. It's at the point of standing room only today at Veterans Field. Highly populated backstop. 1-1. Low and away. Fastball at 95 from Stevens, and he can't find it. It's 2-1. Freeman leans back in his stance with a bend at the knees. Here's a 2-1. Grounded up the middle, snagged at second base. Off balance throw from second in time. What a play from Colby Turner. He ranged over towards the second base bag, scooped it up, and without looking, flipped his body and fired to first. McHugh caught it at first base on 1 hop, and it's 2 gone.
I know he's the second baseman, but that was Derek Jeter-esque.
It certainly was. Now imagine making that play from short. Even harder. That brings up Aaron Beatty, the only member of the Chatham team to not reach base today. He's got 2 strikeouts. Now Stevens calls for a meeting with catcher Mac Rose. He makes his way to have a conversation with Stevens. Those two really have not been on the same page so far. The only hitter that Wareham has done well against is Aaron Beatty with those 2 strikeouts. It will be a learning curve for Aaron Beatty. He was the backup catcher at LSU this year. Didn't get many reps. And now switching from metal bat to wood bat and playing in his very first Cape League game. It's already shown.
Wareham's got to be close to its 6 mound visits already.
Wareham's manager made his way out to have a conversation with Mickey Garcia. And now the home plate umpire gathers both the first and third base umpire, Mike Rabideau and Ryan Damari, to have a conversation. So whatever the issue was, seems to be straightened out, and now Mickey Garcia makes his way to go talk with Dennis Cook in front of the Chatham dugout, who throws his arms off to the side. He must be upset with the amount of mound visits Wareham has already used.
No mound visit charged there.
That was the decision on the conversation between the umpires. So now Aaron Beatty finally ready. First pitch righty-righty, swing and a miss. Off speed was buried in the dirt, and Aaron Beatty went for it. It's 0-1. Strikeout in the second was looking. In the third, it was swinging. He ticks the bat off his right shoulder. The 0-1. Big cut and a miss again. Same pitch, same spot, same result. And it's been the off speed that's been the issue for Aaron Beatty in his debut. A lot of young players have struggled early, especially for Chatham. But, over the time, they figure it out. 0-2. Takes inside. Ball 1. It was a third straight off-speed pitch from Stevens. This time Aaron Beatty laid off. 1-2. Upstairs at the eyes, and he had to bend his back backwards. Chatham on top 9-2. Bases are empty in front of Aaron Beatty with 2 gone. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a tip at the plate. He stays in it.
Dennis Cook has also talked about a lot of players who just haven't played in a while. You might think, well, that's not the case for Aaron Beatty. LSU just won the title. He didn't appear in a game after June 7th in the regionals against West Virginia. So it's been a while since he's hit in a game.
That was the same as Ashton Larson. Those two haven't seen playing time since then. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight Ks for Aaron Beatty to begin in the Cape League. The pitching has been a tough adjustment. 1, 2, 3 go the Anglers. After so much success in the last 2 frames, finally a 0 on the scoreboard for Chatham. It's the bottom of the Wareham order for the top of the 5th. Chase Cruson, Colby Turner, and Mac Rose when we return. Chatham on top 9-2. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G. She comes around here just about midnight.
Top 5 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and it's a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for the A's. The lefty Mason Peters on to make his third and final appearance of the season. His first time out of the bullpen. 5'11", 175 from Dallas Baptist. ERA at 7.71 in 7 innings pitched. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts for the lefty. He faces the bottom of the Wareham order. It's Chase Cruson, Colby Turner, and Mac Rose. Those 3 today have combined to go 0 for 3, all against the starter Gabe Davis. Peters comes set at the belt. Left on left. First pitch, a called strike, low and away. It clips the very bottom corner. Fastball at 94 from the lefty. He likes to work quickly. Cruson standing directly up in the box. Peters taking his time now. First, rather, 0-1. Low and away. Ball 1. Chatham up 9-2. The Anglers 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Wareham with just 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Sky is now nearly dark. But no one at Veterans Field is moved. There's been plenty of offense to keep fans in this ballpark. 1-2. Swing and a blooper. It drops down. Goes all the way out into left center. Ford picks it up, and it's a leadoff single for Chase Cruson. Jake, you have a check on MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Red Sox are up 2-1 on the Reds. They're in a rain delay at Fenway Park. Former Wareham Gatemen Matt McLean has the lone RBI for Cincinnati.
The righty Chase Cruson, rather Colby Turner digs in. Chase Cruson on first with no one gone. First pitch, low and in, ball 1.
Hudson, your Cubs are up 3-0 on the Guardians at Wrigley Field. Yankees lost 12-5 to the Blue Jays today in Toronto. New York dropped the first 2 of a big 4-game set.
Here's the 1-0. Popped up, trails foul. 1-1.
Toronto now just a game back of New York for first place in the AL East.
That's a rough score. 12-5 today. Mark Leiter Jr. picking up the loss for the Yankees. It's 1-1 to Turner. Peters stares at first while he rocks. Now he fires. Up and away. Pitch clocked at 85 miles an hour for ball 2.
Got a former Chatham A on the mound tonight in Arizona. Zach Gallen goes for the Diamondbacks. They host the Giants at 9:40 Eastern.
2-1, but first the check on first. Cruson back in time, standing the whole way. Been a tough year for Gallen and the Diamondbacks. Sit at even at 500. 2-1, foul back, 2-2. Gallen with a 5.75 ERA as well. After impressing in the last handful of seasons, it has not been what he's presumably hoped for this year. Turner ready for the 2-2. Here it is. Breaking ball, cold strike 3. Froze him on the outside half of the plate. The curveball at 77, and that's the first strikeout for Mason Peters. 1 gone in the top of the 5th. Mac Rose, the 9-hole hitter, stands in from the left side. Rose today 0 for 1, grounded out to Lane at short. First pitch, pop foul. Was early on 92 from Peters.
Couple of former Chatham players in action right now in the Cardinals-Pirates game. They're tied scoreless at PNC Park in the top of the 8th. Isaac Matson, former Chatham A, just came in on the mound for Pittsburgh.
0-1. Skips in the dirt off the glove of Aaron Beatty. It's a free 90 feet for Cruson, who moves up as Aaron Beatty picks it up just in front of the backstop. Pitch was a ball. It's 1-1.
And then Garrett Hampson, who also played here in Chatham, is in the Cardinal lineup as the right fielder. He is 0 for 1 tonight.
0-0 game, top 8. It's really coming down to it. It's 9-2 in the top of the 5th here at Veterans Field. Chatham on top of Wareham. 1-1. Taken inside. 2-1. Those trees in left starting to blow inwards. Branches bending down over top of the Veterans Field scoreboard in left center. 2-1 from Peters. Swing and a miss, and then it tips off the protector of Mickey Garcia. It's slammed into him. That's the second ball that's hit Garcia behind the dish, and he has to walk this one off. Tilted his head to the sky and kind of shook himself out. The last one skipped off the dirt and straight into his mask. So this a little bit better. Flashes the 2-2. That's the count on Mac Rose. Here's the pitch. Swing and a tip at the plate. Stays alive as he fouls it off the chalk of the batter's box. Ethan Mendoza at second, standing fully on the grass. Lane holding the runner at second, standing just behind him. The threat of the pickoff from Peters. Here's the 2-2. Low and away, goes off the protector of Aaron Beatty. He can't find it. Searching around for it, and by the time he picks it up, Chase Cruson has advanced from first to third on 2 wild pitches. Still a long way to go for Wareham. But ever since the top of the 4th, it's been all Gatemen. Chatham with the first 9 runs, Wareham with the next 2, and a third is 90 feet away. 2-2 pitch. Grounded left side. Mendoza fields, fires across body to first. Hanley makes the stretch, and it's in time, but the run scores. Cruson comes in from third. It's 9-3 Chatham in the top of the 5th.
The center fielder, number 53, Hayden Yost.
That flips the lineup over for Hayden Yost. He was the first base runner to reach for Wareham today. That came in the top of the 4th. Since then, Wareham has had 5 runners on and has brought in 3 runs. First pitch, a called strike. Clips the upper left quadrant. Yost stands in from the left side. Last time up, he drew that walk. 0-1. Swing and a tip, then in and out of the mitt of Aaron Beatty. It's 0-2. Aaron Beatty has the mask off right now, chatting with Mickey Garcia behind the dish. Purple catcher's gear from LSU for Aaron Beatty, but the back of that catcher's helmet is gray. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a dribbler, passes the mound and gets to second. Mendoza fields and fires to first. In time, out number 3. So a runner comes around to score. It's another run for Wareham, but it only makes it 9-3. 1 run on just 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on base for the Gatemen. When we come back, it's the bottom of the 5th and the bottom of the Chatham order. The Anglers have already put up 10 hits on the board today. Can they make it more? Find out on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Welcome back to Veterans Field for the bottom of the fifth. Chatham on top 9-3 with Jake Klein. I'm Hudson Ridley. It's Jake Hanley from the left side to face the right-hander Jordan Stevens. He leads off the inning in front of Larson and Lane. First pitch from Stevens is a called strike at the knees. 0-1 on Hanley. He's starting to break out. Since being benched for 2 games, he's reached base in the next 5. Including a walk and a single tonight. He's coming to score both times. 0-1 takes inside, 1-1. Had a big day against Falmouth. He drove in a few runs. Could have driven in even more. He had a hit down the left field line in the 4th that got taken by a dinosaur costume and left. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Waved at the high fastball at 95. It's 1-2.
Yeah, quite possible that an additional run would have come home on that play if not for the guy in the dino costume.
Chatham ended up losing that game 9-7 and falling to 4-6-3. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hanley strikes out swinging. It's back-to-back swinging strikeouts from Stevens, who's starting to pick it up in his 3rd inning of work. 1 down in the top of the 5th. It was a rough start for Stevens. 5 of the runs on the board are courtesy of him. Rather, 4 of them are courtesy of him. 5 of them charged to the starter Logan Baisley. First pitch to the lefty Ashton Larson. Chopped on the ground to second. Turner charges it. It boots off his glove, and Larson is safe at first. Ashton Larson ran it out all the way to make it down that first base line. Turner nearly had it in his glove, and then the foot in the glove combined. It's ruled as an E4, and that is how Larson reaches. The first error, rather the second error today for Wareham. The one earlier came on a throw that would have gotten Mendoza at second and was also booted by Turner. So now it's the 9-hole hitter Lane. First pitch, low and away. Fastball is ball 1. Lane drove in 2 his last time up. Courtesy of an RBI double. He's 1 for 2. Let's go Anglers coming from the crowd. Here's the 1-0. Goes inside and hits Lane. Fastball at 95. Brushes by him, but that's enough to earn the walk down to first. And a bad day on the mound for Wareham continues. That's the first hit batter for either side. And it puts runners on first and second for Chatham with 1 gone. Already up by 6 in the bottom of the 5th. And the lineup turns over for Henry Ford. Ford gets credit for 2 of those runs brought in earlier today. He has a single and a double. First pitch. Ford takes a called strike on the outer half of the plate. Picked up 2 hits yesterday at Citi Field, part of the MLB Draft League against the Cape League in that exhibition. Here's the 0-1. Doesn't offer, it's down and in for ball 1. Ford was one of 2 anglers there, the other one being Nate Taylor, who was the starter for the Cape League in that game. Pitched an inning, allowed a hit and a strikeout, but no runs came across while he was on the mound. 1-1, swing and a foul to the backstop. Ford clipped the underside of a fastball at 96 from Stevens. One and 2 to Ford. Runners on first and second and 1 gone. Middle infield pinched towards the bag for Wareham. The Gatemen ready to turn 2 if anything's on the ground to them from Ford. Here's the 1-2. Sprayed foul. It drifts all the way to the gravel infield that sits on the Little League field behind the first base dugout. Now Stevens takes a walk around before walking back up the hill. Hudson Rowan, the left-handed pitcher, up and warming for Wareham. That would be the 3rd arm for the Gatemen today. 1-2. Tips off the glove of Rose into the backstop. Runners advance. The slider was well off the plate, and Rose didn't have much of a chance to get there. Larson goes up to 3rd. It's Isaiah Lane who makes his way to 2nd. The pitch was a ball, and now it's a 2-2 count to Ford. Mac Rose has a word with home plate umpire Mickey Garcia and Jordan Stevens, who made the walk from the mound. Now Stevens heads back. It's a black night sky at Veterans Field. The illumination coming from not only the light towers, but a fire truck in the firehouse in right center field. Plenty of action at that firehouse tonight. Infield is in for Wareham. Here's the 2-2. Popped up. Stays on the infield. Stevens underneath it. Called off from the first baseman, Chris McHugh, who snags it for out number 2. And that is exactly what Jordan Stevens wanted in that spot. Either a strikeout or a pop-up with 1 gone. He kept the ball on the infield. And with 2 down, it brings up Gavin Gallagher from the right side. Wind rustling the American flag in center, pushing it towards the right. It's righty on righty. First pitch. Gallagher takes inside. The pitch brushes him out of the batter's box. His bright white jersey has been dirtied a lot today. As now Jordan Stevens comes out to talk with Mac Rose again, and he's pushed away by home plate umpire Mickey Garcia. Wareham has had so many miscommunications today at their end of mound visits. It's 1-0 to Gallagher. 2 runners in scoring position for Chatham. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees. Fastball at 96. Low and in on Gallagher. He checks the bat and stands back in. All natural grain for the 3rd baseman. Widens his stance. Here's the 1-1. Cut on and missed. Runs the count to 1-2.
That's a change for Gallagher. Remember, he started the game with the neon pink bat.
That pink bat brought him a hit in the 3rd. He also struck out and flied out to right. He's 1 for 3 today. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside. Rose reaches over his body from left to right with the catcher's mitt and makes the grab. Larson waiting patiently on 3rd. It's Lane on 2nd. Chatham on top 9-3 in the bottom of the 5th. 2 gone in the inning, and it's a 2-2 count to Gallagher. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Stevens freezes Gallagher, and the Anglers strand a pair. Larson left on third and Lane left on second. It's no runs on no hits, 1 error, and the 2 runners left on base for the A's. On the other side, Wareham comes up to bat, needing a whole lot more offense. The Gatemen have trailed since the 3rd and are still down by 6. Back in just a moment on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Top 6 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and that is exactly what Chatham's lead is. It's 9-3 A's. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Levi Clark to lead it off, followed by Breyfogle and McHugh. The second inning of work for Mason Peters. As the lefty readies, his first pitch is up and out. Ball 1. Peters tossed 18 in that first inning of work. Got himself into a bit of a jam and allowed a run. 1-0. Popped up. High fly ball out towards right field. Freeman drifts back towards the track at the wall, reaches up, and that carries over the wall. A ball that kept on carrying. Levi Clark leaves the yard, and that's now 4 straight for the Gatemen. 9-4, Anglers on top in the top of the 6th. Initially, Freeman and Wright started in on that ball, and it just hung and hung and hung as the wind blew it further out and landed just beyond the wall in right field. That brings up Breyfogle. He takes ball 1 low and away. It skipped off the glove of Aaron Beatty. The offense has been fairly quiet. Even the home run was quiet from Wareham. 1-0. Sprayed foul. It was roped into the trees and then immediately stopped as it hit enough branches on the left side and dropped just over top of the path. That winds up behind the third base dugout. It's a 1-1 count to Easton Breyfogle. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. Breaking ball at 86 above the zone from Mason Peters, and Breyfogle went underneath it. The plan today for Dennis Cook was Gabe Davis and then Mason Peters. That is gone to plan so far. 1-2, swung at and missed. Curveball low and away. Breyfogle had no idea where that pitch was, and that's his second consecutive strikeout. That brings up Chris McHugh. Chatham on top 9-4. One of those runs coming on a solo shot from Levi Clark to lead off the top of the 6th. First pitch to the right-hander, chopped at the plate. It's a foul ball as it skipped off the knee of McHugh and into fair ground. Mickey Garcia, the home plate umpire, charged out from behind his position and threw up the hands to signal that ball did indeed go foul. Makes it 0-1 and brings McHugh back. He had Wareham's first hit of the day. That drove in Hayden Yost, the Gatemen's first run back in the 4th. Here's the 0-1. Flied out towards right field. Freeman comes into shallow right, puts up the glove, and he's got it for out number 2. Another ball that just kept on carrying. Jake, you have a check of the Cape League scoreboard presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Down to the wire at White House Field, Harwich and Hyannis tied at 2. Falmouth, winners of 2 straight, just about to make it 3. They lead Bourne 8-6 with 1 out in the top of the 9th at Gov Fuller Field.
The left-hander Andrew Kane stands in. First pitch above his head into the backstop. Slams off the padding. It's 1-0.
Earlier today, Katuitt took down first place Yarmouth Dennis 8-2, snapped YD's 9-game win streak, and Kettleers did not allow a base runner until the 6th inning of that game.
Combined to be perfect up until that point. Here's the 1-0. Chopped foul.
Last score of the day is an important one for Chatham. Through 6.5 at Eldridge Park, Orleans trails Brewster 8-2. If that score holds and this score holds.
1-1, called strike.
Then Chatham could wake up in 4th place in the East Division. If Hyannis beats Harwich, again, they're tied at 2 in the 9th. Chatham could wake up in 3rd place.
All the Anglers have to do is hold on to this 9-4 lead. Here's the 1-2. Flared out towards left. It drops down for another base knock. The second hit of the day on the line of Andrew Kane. He's got a 2-out single for Wareham. A lot of weak hit balls off of Gabe Davis and Mason Peters. The only one hit with any strength was the leadoff shot from Levi Clark. That opened up this frame. 9-4, A's on top. Caius Garrett from the right side. Rather, Gargett. First pitch, called strike. That 9 looms heavy in the runs column for Chatham. 3 in the 2nd, 6 in the 3rd. Another offensive explosion. 0-1. High and outside. It's ball 1. The hill beyond right field is emptied a little bit. It was packed to begin the ball game, the most crowded day this year on the first day of July. 1-1, up and out again. It's ball 2.
And the largest attendance figure of the season so far at Veterans Field, just over 3,400.
July 4th coming closer and closer. The A's play at Orleans that day. 2-1. Popped up, right side, drifting in towards foul ground. Hanley heads over. He won't get it. It drops in the trees just next to foul ground. And Hanley makes the slow walk back to first. After today, it's a string of 5 straight games for the A's. Chatham is in Brewster tomorrow, then back here to host Orleans. Then it's the home and home on the 3rd and 4th. So Orleans comes here on the 3rd, and Chatham goes to Eldridge Park on the 4th. Pickoff move to first, nearly in time. Caught Andrew Kane sleeping, but he was back in. Did not need to slide. 2-2 to Gargett with 2 gone. Here it is. Swing and a bouncer hit towards short. The short way to second in time. And that gets Andrew Kane, the lead runner, to end the frame. A leadoff solo shot from Levi Clark, the 4th run on the board for Wareham. It's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Alrighty, when we come back on the other side, Chatham sends the middle of the order to the plate when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Well, it was nearly summer. We sat on your roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I'd show you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Baby, time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire when you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. No, it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
Hi, this is Daniel Jackson from the University of Georgia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Bottom of the 6th from Veterans Field, and it's a Chatham Bars in called to the bullpen for Wareham. The Gatemen trail 9-4, and Hudson Rowan makes his way on. 6'1", 209-pound left-hander from Florida State, pitching in his team-leading 5th appearance this season. 0-1 record, but the ERA has been stellar. 1.17 through 7 2/3 innings pitched, 5 walks and 9 strikeouts. He was the only pitcher to do well against Chatham in the A's first win of the season. That came in game number 3. Now 11 games later, he takes the hill against the A's again. He'll face Ethan Mendoza, Chase Fralick, and Jackson Freeman. 3, 4, and 5 as the throwdown from Mac Rose goes to second base, and that signals Ethan Mendoza to walk in. Mendoza strides to the plate, swaying back and forth, stands in from the right side. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Came around to score in the 3rd, part of a big 6-run frame for the A's. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Off speed at 87 from Rowan. One out. Low and in this time, and it runs to 2 balls and no strikes. Mendoza straight up in his stance. Knees locked, now he bends them. 2-0. Up and out. 3 straight balls from Rowan, and Mendoza looks towards the dugout. No doubt getting the red light here. He's walked already today. 3-0. Right down the chute, it's strike 1. The lights on the firehouse in right center field. Now shining red, white, and blue. 3-1. Called strike at the knees. Mendoza bent down to take off his leg protector. But instead, a strike called down and in from Mickey Garcia, and it runs the count full to the leadoff man. Jay Powell shakes his head, the Chatham pitching coach. Payoff, fouled to the backstop. Still 3-2. Powell and manager Dennis Cook have had a fairly quiet day. Chatham started off up 9-0, and since then, the A's haven't had much to worry about. It has been 4 straight runs for Wareham, though, since the top of the 4th, scoring in all frames. 3-2. Sprayed foul. Mendoza was late on the heater at the top of the zone. Not much movement behind the backstop. Everybody in their seats right now, intently watching a payoff to Mendoza. Here it is. Runs in on him. That's ball 4. A leadoff walk for Ethan Mendoza, his 2nd today. And the Anglers have another base runner.
Now batting for Chatham, the designated hitter from Auburn, number 6,
That's just the third walk drawn by the A's today in comparison to the 10 hits Chatham has put up. One of those coming from Chase Freilich, who steps in. The lefty bat often in the catcher spot. Tonight, designated hitter. First pitch. Grounded up the middle to short. Fielded at short. The flip to second for one. In time, the throw to first gets Freilich. The leadoff man, Mendoza, erased after that walk. The double play goes 6-4-3 and retires both Mendoza and Freilich. Chatham with a league-leading 15th double play now on the season. That's been the struggle for the A's so far. Ended the loss against Falmouth in that same situation. 3-6-3 that double play went to end the loss. First pitch to Jackson Freeman. Brushes off the plate. It's 1-0. Freeman has already driven in 2 runs today. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. 1-0. Sprayed foul. Lofted over the top of the press box. Offset towards the third base side. Painted the same kind of dark green as really every structure around Veterans Field. The snack shack behind the first base dugout as well. 1-1. Tails outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. That dark green, darker than most features around the ballpark. The grass and the trees just a bit lighter. 2-1. It's upstairs. A fastball sliding out of the hands of Rowan. 9-4 the Chatham lead. Bottom 6 with 2 gone. Here's the 3-1. Popped foul. Freeman steps out and readjusts the gloves. The Gatemen playing him straight up. Nobody on in front of him after the double play from Freilich took out both him and Mendoza. Payoff. Swing and a tip goes to the backstop, and Freeman stays alive. Dennis Cook has called him a streaky hitter this year. That was especially true to start the season. Water has now found its level. He leads the team in OPS. And that'll expand tonight. 3-2. Swing and a lofted ball out towards left. Breifogel goes back on it and makes the grab. Not much of a threat from Freeman, although he did give it a ride. And after the leadoff walk, the A's end up going down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. On the other side, it's the 7th frame with Chatham in control. 9-4, the Angler lead. When we come back, it's Cruson, Turner, and Rose on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America,
Top of the 7th under the Tuesday night sky at Veterans Field. The A's on top 9-4. Wareham has scored the last 4 runs, and they bring Chase Cruson to the dish. The right fielder leads it off in front of Turner and Rose to face Mason Peters. First pitch. Low and away on the breaking ball. It's 1-0. Peters has worked through 2 innings, allowing 2 runs in that span. 1-0. Another breaking ball, this time a called strike. Clips the bottom outside corner as Chase Cruson sprung up out of his spot and spun around. One. Cut on and missed. It's 1-2. Cruson struck out earlier today in the 3rd. And picked up a base hit his last time up. Peters had 2 wild pitches during the at-bat to Colby Turner, which advanced Cruson to 2nd and then to 3rd. He eventually scored. 1-2. Flared out towards right field. Freeman comes in, and it drops in front of him for a leadoff base hit. Back-to-back singles for Chase Cruson. That's 6 hits on the board for Wareham. Cruson takes off the leg protector, hands it to the first base coach, and makes way for Colby Turner from the right side.
Freeman got a pretty good jump on that ball. I think if he dove, he may have had a chance at it.
It seemingly died in the wind before he got to it. First pitch, it hits Colby Turner on the knee. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It slipped from Peters. Cruson goes up to 2nd and Turner down to 1st. Now the struggles are really mounting.
The catcher, number 7, Pat Rose.
Peters has allowed 5 base runners through 2 innings of work and has not gotten an out yet. And it's runners on 1st and 2nd for Wareham. Middle infield close towards that bag. Gallagher even with the bag at 3rd. It's Mac Rose from the left side. First pitch, called strike on the outer half. Rose today has grounded out both times to Lane, last time bringing in a run. 1 of 4 straight for Wareham. Here's the 0-1. Called strike. Low and away yet again, this time on the breaking ball from Peters, who retakes the mound quickly. Brushes the back of his hat to put it flat and square on the back of his head. He's got the ball behind his back as he stares in at Aaron Beatty, the catcher. Now peers over towards 2nd. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a foul ball. Rose late on it today. Has had trouble against Chatham. Today it's at the plate. Last time around, it was behind the dish. Chatham had 4 steals on Mac Rose. He now widens his stance. Still down 0-2, a heavy bend in the knees. Here's the pitch. Low and gloved by Aaron Beatty. The fastball darted straight at the knee of the catcher Aaron Beatty, and he had to flip the glove out to grab it. It's Turner at 1st, Cruson at 2nd. Lane stands directly behind Cruson off that 2nd base bag. Peters looks that way, now the 1-2. Big breaking ball. Laid off of by Rose, it's 2-2. One swing of the bat for Wareham could make this a 2-run ball game. Even though Chatham has that cushion, it's not entirely set in stone. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A big K that time from Peters. The curveball swung over the top of from Rose. He heads back to the dugout. That leaves the runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Hayden Yost, the leadoff man today for Wareham, stands in from the left side. First offering from Peters is a called strike. The fastball was at the knees, and Aaron Beatty kind of yanked it back in with that catcher's mitt. He's making his first start in the Cape Cod League behind the dish. Here's the 0-1. Cut on and missed, 0-2. The A's still with a chance to turn 2. The infield shifted towards the right side against the lefty Yost. Gallagher very distant from the third base bag. Wind is now tearing across the field, and time called. It's a pitch clock violation on Mason Peters. Jay Powell barks, so what?
He said, so what, good miss.
Here's the 1-2 from Peters. Chopped on the ground towards first. Hanley charges and fields. Flips to Peters. He steps on the bag in time. Out number 2. A bang-bang play at first base, but Peters legs it out. And it's 2 outs on the board as runners advance up to second and third for Wareham. Those pitcher fielding plays come in handy as now Jay Powell makes his way out of the dugout and gives the point down the left field line. He'll go to a new arm. So Mason Peters is done for the day, and now done for his time in Chatham. We'll get you the new pitcher and lines when we come back. Chatham on top 9-4 in the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. More baseball on the other way. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday,
Chatham Bars in called to the bullpen in the top of the 7th. It's the right-hander Colton Smith on in relief. 6'3", 208 pounds, currently in the portal, last played at Georgia, making his second appearance of the season. The righty inherits runners on second and third, both courtesy of Mason Peters. He faces Levi Clark. First pitch to the righty. cranked out towards left center field. Larson comes in on it and makes the grab for out number 3. 1 pitch, 1 out is all it takes for Colton Smith, and it strands 2 big-time runners on second and third. Chatham still on top 9-4 as we go to our public address announcer, Peter Burns, for the 7th inning stretch.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's Moira. Hi. Okay, it's just the 2 of you tonight. JK, Emma, John, Max, Jocelyn, Ellery, Ian, and Sophia. The original 7th inning stretch Hall of Fame. Rory, Nicole, Caroline, Moira, Gia, Ariana, Grace, Ryan, Callan, Jen, Gabe, Jacob, Tanner, Lucy, Grace, Charlotte, Lane, Charlotte, Delaney, Jack, Ethan, Avery, Jamie, and Kathleen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey! All right, on 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. Excellent job. Hang right here. Do you know it's Allie's birthday? Guess what? We're going to wish her a big happy birthday on 3. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Welcome back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We're all stretched out as Chatham is on top of Wareham 9-4 with Jake Klein. I'm Hudson Ridley. Cade Aaron Beatty making his way to the plate for the 4th time today. He faces the lefty Hudson Rowan on for a 2nd inning. Aaron Beatty today off to a slow start to his Cape League debut. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Checks the bat at his knees, waggles it over the head. Here's the first pitch. Outside on the fastball, it's 1-0.
Hudson, I have an update to deliver from White House Field.
Yes.
Harwich and Hyannis have tied 2-2. Harwich picks up a point.
1-0. Runs inside and catches the zone. It's a ball and a strike. That's big news from the White House there, Jake.
Yes, ends Chatham's hopes and dreams of waking up tomorrow in 3rd place.
1-1. Skips in the dirt. And into the glove of Mac Rose. It's 2-1. So he can't wake up in 3rd, but can still get to 2nd tonight if the score in, or rather 4th, if the score in Orleans holds and here. 2-1. Strike called. Fastball up and in on Aaron Beatty. It's 2-2.
The Firebirds down 6 at Eldridge Park against Brewster with only 3 outs left to work with.
Things are looking good right now for the A's. Chatham on top 9-4 in the bottom of the 7th. The Anglers have not scored since the 3rd, though. Here's the 2-2. Way high. Mac Rose was standing fully straight up to make the grab. Now Aaron Beatty's worked his way into a full count. Payoff pitch, skips in the dirt, it's ball 4. Aaron Beatty reaches base for the first time as a Cape League player. It comes on a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting for the Anglers, the first baseman from Indiana University, number 34.
So some traffic on the base paths for Chatham as Jake Hanley digs in from the left side. Hanley today has already brought in runs. Came on an RBI single back in the 3rd. First pitch, cracked out towards left. It's down for a base knock. Aaron Beatty moves up to 2nd. Station to station go the A's, and it's back-to-back base runners to begin the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting for the Anglers.
11 hits today for Chatham.
44, Ashton Larson.
They put a hit on the board for the first time since that explosive 3rd inning. They had 10 hits for the last handful of innings. Up comes Ashton Larson from the left side. Leans over the plate, nearly on his tiptoes. First pitch, high and in on the fastball. It's 1-0. 9-4, the A's lead. Hanley on first, Aaron Beatty on second. 1-0 in the dirt. Knocks off the glove of Rose, then trickles nearly over top of the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Rowan has not looked particularly comfortable locating out of the stretch. His 2-0, swing and a miss from Larson. It's 2-1. Larson has picked up 2 base knocks today. It's his second game back with Chatham. In his first game, he had a single, but nothing more than that. Here's the 2-1 in the dirt again. 3 balls and a strike. Last year was the Thurman Munson Most Outstanding Player for the A's. Entered the portal yesterday from LSU after winning a national championship there. Here's the 3-1. Popped up out towards center field. Racing in is Yost. He makes the grab before it nearly hit the ground. And it retires the first out in the bottom of the 7th. We've seen balls like that drop tonight, specifically one hit out towards right field when Chatham was pitching. Jackson Freeman ran in on it, but it dropped in front of him and held up in the wind. There's a mist that's blowing in the lights at Veterans Field. You can only see it if you look close to those light towers. The early threat of fog is now all but gone. Larson from the right side, rather Lane. First pitch, called strike. A fastball at the top of the zone against Lane, who stands out and takes a practice hack. Lane drove in 2 on a double in the 3rd. 0-1, tails inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last time up, he was hit by a fastball at 95 miles an hour. It skimmed off of his hands, and he was awarded first. 1-1 with 2 on and 1 gone. Here's the pitch, fouled backwards. Rowan has been dwindling down that clock, especially with runners on. Although he has not attempted a pickoff move. He doesn't really have a choice. No one is holding on Hanley at first. And Aaron Beatty at second is free. 1-2 pitch. High and outside, it's 2-2. Both Turner and Gargett on the middle infield, hovering around that bag. Aaron Beatty doesn't take much of a leadoff, though. 2-2. On the ground, right side, snagged at first. The throw to second in time. Return throw is swallowed by Gargett. And so it erases Hanley, who must have gotten some dirt in his eye. There was a huge dust cloud at second base as he slid in. And that's the second time he's gotten dirt in his eye today as he makes his way back to the dugout. It's runners on the corners now for the A's. Lane on first, Aaron Beatty on third. Lineup turns over for Henry Ford. Mac Rose, the catcher, comes just in front of the plate. Barks something at Hudson Rowan, who now comes set. His first pitch to Ford, cut on and missed. Ford wanted every stitch of 88 just above the zone from Rowan. The 0-1, low and inside. Ball 2. Rather, ball 1. He's hit 2 out this season. Last one coming at Yarmouth Dennis. It's been the consistency in the leadoff spot for Ford since taking over from Mendoza a while ago. Here's the 1-1. Sprayed foul towards the right side. Bounces off the netting on top of the first base side dugout. Wareham occupies that one. It bounces into that dugout. He was grabbed by one of the players. He's passing it around, showing it off. One of them in a orange headband gives it a sniff. That's interesting. It's still 1-2 to Ford. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate. 2-2.
Oddly, the second smelled baseball of the season on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Somehow,
Tanner Riley, Chatham's assistant coach, also did that in Bourne a couple weeks ago.
Somehow we're up to 2, and I don't think it's going to stop there. 2-2, rocketed out towards left field, and it gets down for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Windmill for Lane, he runs around third. He comes in to score. The throw is cut off. It's a 2 RBI double for Henry Ford, and he extends the Chatham lead. 11-4 A's in the bottom of the 7th.
It's been an adventure in left field for Easton Breifogel today. Earlier, that Jackson Freeman double dropped in front of him when he overran it into foul ground and left, and then that time took an inefficient route to it and had that line drive glance off the tip of his glove.
Had he taken a better route, that likely would have been out number 3. First pitch to Gavin Gallagher is knocked foul. That's been the trouble for Wareham today. The fielding at second base has been an issue, but it's not the tallies of errors on the board that are both charged to second base. Those haven't been the issue. 0-1. Gallagher went all the way around. The appeal down to first. Rabideau rings him up on a called strike. But he went all the way around to the point where he collapsed his body and bent down on one knee. It was a curveball that skipped in the right-handed batter's box. It bunched him up. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Gallagher down on strikes for the 3rd time today, but the Anglers add even more insurance on. Chatham picks up 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and leaves 1 runner left on base after that Henry Ford 2-out double. The hits just keep on coming for the Anglers. Chatham has 12 of them today, piling up 11 runs in the process, and looks to close it out. Colton Smith on the other side when we return in the 8th. The right-hander will take another inning of work. And Jake Klein takes over on the mic up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Somewhere there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day in the sun somewhere. There's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat, peanuts and cracker jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1, the fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair. Having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere.
Welcome back to the top of the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. And for the rest of your ball game, it's Jake Klein.
All right, Hudson. Chatham takes an 11-4 lead into the 8th. Colton Smith back to the mound. Right-hander from Georgia came out for the final out of the 7th. Faces Easton Breifogel in the left-handed box. First pitch, upstairs with a fastball. 1-0. Season high 11 runs for Chatham tonight, and they've done it in just 7 innings. A's did not score between the 3rd and 7th. Smith looks in. His 1-0 to Breifogel. Fastball called a strike. Middle at 90 miles an hour. 1-1. 3 runs in the second for the A's, then 6 in the third. They went up 9-0. Wareham scored 4 straight in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, then 2 for the A's in the 7th. 1-1, downstairs, bounces, and Aaron Beatty misses the pick as the ball caroms up the third baseline just into foul ground. Second appearance for the right-hander Colton Smith. His first was a start against Harwich a week ago today. 2-1, blasted deep right field, but it tails foul. Freeman jogs over, but it lands out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Breifogel. He's one of 3 Gatemen not to reach base today. He's Cade twice, also flew out to left. 2-2 from Smith. Just outside with the fastball. Count goes full. Smith, a draft-eligible right-hander, just finished his time at Georgia. 3-2, caught on and missed, strike 3. It's in the dirt. Aaron Beatty picks it up, steps out in front of the plate, and guns to first in time to retire Breifogel, who's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. This one with the assist to Aaron Beatty on the 2-3 putout. That brings up Chris McHugh, right-handed hitting first baseman out of NC State, but first Aaron Beatty takes a trip to the mound to conference with Smith. A lot of nodding between the two. And now Aaron Beatty jogs back behind home plate. Chatham leads 11-4, top of the 8th inning at Veterans Field. A's looking to win their 3rd in the last 4 tries. First pitch to McHugh, caught on and missed. Low inside changeup. McHugh swung over it. 0-1. Right on right. Smith brings the black glove over his face, winds up and delivers. Breaking ball nicked foul. Off the end of the bat, then off the catcher's mitt of Aaron Beatty. 0-2. 4 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors for Wareham. 11 runs on 12 hits. No errors for Chatham. Smith winds the 0-2. Popped up, straightaway right center. Right fielder Freeman jogs over. He makes the catch by his left side for the second out. 3 up, 3 down out of the bullpen for the reliever Colton Smith in his second Cape League appearance. And now with nobody on and 2 out, Andrew Kane comes up. One of 2 Gatemen with 2 hits on the night. Singled home a run in the 4th off the starter Gabe Davis, also singled in the 6th. First pitch on the outside corner, 0-1. Third baseman Gallagher just a step back off the grass. Rest of the Chatham defense straight up. Smith's 0-1 home. Fastball called a strike. Right on the low outside black. Mickey Garcia points the finger towards Chatham's, or rather Wareham's, first base side dugout. 0-2. One-person slow clap at Veterans Field. Smith's 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning for Colton Smith. He has set down the first 4 hitters he's faced out of the Chatham bullpen, and the A's are 3 outs away from the win. First, they'll come to the plate once again. Chatham sends 3, 4, and 5, Mendoza, Freilich, and Freeman to the dish. When we come back, you're listening to it right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started
Hudson Rowan returns to the mound for the Wareham Gatemen. They trail the Chatham A's 11-4 in the bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. A's going for a 3rd win in 4 games. Hudson and Jake with you at Veterans Field. Ethan Mendoza leads it off for the A's in the right-handed batter's box against the lefty Rowan. First pitch in the dirt. Bounces past Mac Rose's glove, then off the side of Mickey Garcia's leg. He's the home plate umpire tonight. Long-time Cape League ump. Left on right. Rowan deals. Cut on and missed. Mendoza flings the bat toward the screen in front of Chatham's bat boys. It's 1-1. And now he's calling out to the dugout for some pine tar spray. Noah Miller offered him the stick. He wanted the spray. Gets the Kraken bat grip in that teal blue container. Applies some to the handle of his black tip bat and some to his white batting gloves. Out in front of Chatham's dugout, now walks slowly back to the right-handed box. A's have pounded out 12 hits tonight and scored a season-high 11 runs. Left against right, 1-1. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Somewhat miraculous that Wareham could get through this game having only used 3 pitchers, considering the start from Logan Baisley, who only went 2. 2-1 pitch. Line foul to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We talked about those innings eaters earlier. They got him. 3 innings from Jordan Stevens, even though he was hit around a bit. And now Hudson Rowan working into his 3rd inning. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped foul. Almost directly behind home plate. A bit offset toward the first base side by the bathroom building that resides in between Veterans Field and the Little League field on the other side of the hill. It'll be another 2-2 to Ethan Mendoza. 0-2. Here it is. Outside, so the count goes full. Mendoza grounded out to second in the first, walked and scored in the 3rd, grounded out to short in the 4th, and walked into 6th. 3-2, outside, ball 4. He works his 3rd walk of the evening. And Chatham has the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 8th for Chase Freilich. Freilich has quietly settled in after his 2 of 13 start with 8 Ks. His average now up to 250. First pitch, fastball called a strike, outer 3rd, 0-1. And as of right this moment, he's 1 for 4 tonight, so that average still at 250. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 0-2. Chatham's 11 runs have come with 3 in the 2nd, 6 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 7th. Runner on first with nobody out, bottom 8. 0-2. Breaking ball punched foul in the air over the backstop and over the press box into the backyard of the home plate house, adjacent to Veterans Field behind the 3rd base side grandstand. The fans are, or I should say the occupants of the house, are still up there on the bleacher. 0-2, called strike 3. Freilich throws his head back and walks with a grin out of the left-handed box. He strikes out, and it's the first out of the 8th. 10th strikeout for Wareham pitching tonight of Chatham hitters. Brings up the left-hand hitting Jackson Freeman. Another 2-hit night for him. The pitch, down and away, 1-0. Freeman has multiple hits in 3 of the last 4 Chatham games. The only one he did not, he was 1 of 2 in that fog-shortened win over Brewster and delivered the only 2-run hit. 1-0, outside, 2-0. That ball against Brewster, an opposite field double that plated 2 in the first inning and proved all the A's needed, with the help of Mother Nature, of course. 2-0, fastball called a strike, knee high. Freeman rolls his head, shuffles dirt in the lefty box, then steps out. Big hole on the right side of the infield. 2-1, just downstairs, 3-1. First baseman McHugh is holding the runner Mendoza, and the second baseman Turner is pinched toward the bag for a possible inning-ending double play ground ball. Freeman's hit into 2 of them this season. Pick to first, Mendoza back standing. No need for a dive, he just shuffles back. Chatham 11, Wareham 4, bottom of the 8th. Gatemen with just 3 outs left to work with. 3-1. Tagged on the ground towards second. Turner fields, flips to second for 1, relay to first, in time, a double play. It ends the inning. 4-6-3. The twin killing erases the leadoff walk. Chatham does not score, does not record a hit. No errors by Wareham, and after the double play, nobody left on base. Closing time at Veterans Field. Colton Smith back to the mound. He'll try to end the ball game when we come back. 11-4 is the Chatham lead, looking for a 3rd win in 4 games. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. To the 9th at Veterans Field, Chatham in front 11-4 over Wareham. Colton Smith returns to the mound. He faces 6, 7, and 8 in the Wareham order. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Right-handed hitting Caius Gargett leads off. First pitch, squares to bunt, pops it foul over the backstop, out of play, 0-1. Gargett, one of the 3 Wareham hitters not to reach base tonight. He's 0 for 3, grounded to second and then short twice, once into a double play. Smith's 0-1 to him. Swing and a miss, he lost the bat. Spikes it into the grass behind home plate and actually took a divot out of the grass right in the area of that painted Chatham script logo on the grass behind home plate.
Got to fill your divots. That one he does not.
If not, Robbie Grenier will certainly fill it tomorrow.
Not happily, though.
No. Especially off the bat of a Wareham player. 0-2 from Smith to Gargett. Right-hander looks in for the sign, winds up and delivers. Breaking ball, line to straightaway left. Larson starts in, he dives, can't get it. Bounces off his glove and lands on the outfield grass. It's a single for Caius Gargett. He is 1 of 4, and Wareham has the leadoff man on in search of 7 runs to tie the game here in the top of the 9th. Left-handed hitting Chase Cruson is next. First pitch, runner goes. Fastball high, no throw to second. Gargett goes to second on the defensive indifference. Runner on second with nobody out. Smith from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. Takes a deep breath and deals. Fastball right down the middle. 90 miles an hour, it's 1-0. Right against left. Smith set. Looks at second, now comes home. Swing and a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chatham 11, Wareham 4. Top of the 9th. Cruson in the lefty box. Smith, the righty on the mound, comes set. Is 1-2. Swung on and tapped foul at home plate. Off the ground in fair territory, then off the batter. A ball and 2 strikes. Another 1-2 coming from Colton Smith. He deals. Swung on and missed. They had to appeal to third for the call. It's in the dirt. Aaron Beatty throws to first in time for the first out. Cruson clearly went around just about 3/4. Mickey Garcia, the home plate umpire, checked with Ryan Damari, who confirmed that. 9 strikeouts for Chatham pitchers tonight. Runner stays on second with 1 out. Colby Turner comes in. Right-handed hitting Michigan second baseman is 0 for 2, was also hit by a pitch. First pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Runner caught between second and third. Aaron Beatty picked it up but does not throw. Gargett retreats to second with a head-first dive. Ball bounced away from Aaron Beatty, 10 feet or so up the first base line. Gargett shuffled off second till he was about halfway in between, then froze. Aaron Beatty picked it up, looked at him, thought about a throw, elected to hold on to it. It's a 7-run game in the 9th. Time called by Mickey Garcia. He walks out in front of home plate, points the fingers to the eyes. Reminds Smith that he must establish eye contact with the hitter before coming set. 1-0. Fastball chopped foul wide of third. Skips along the grass toward Chatham's left field bullpen. Righty deals. Slammed into left field, a base hit. Stop sign at third for Gargett. It's a 1-out single for Colby Turner. Wareham has runners on the corners with 1 out in the 9th. That's 97 off the bat.
That's quietly 8 hits today for Wareham. The offensive lead was just so big in the third that those 8 hits have really kind of gone unchecked. At no point, even when Wareham has strung together runs, did it feel like any kind of momentum would matter in this game.
Chatham led 9-0 in the third. Lefty hitting Mac Rose in. First pitch. Fastball tagged. Deep right center field. Ford on the run. He won't get there. It hops up against the wall in right center. Gargett scores. Here comes Turner. Then he stops as the throw comes into short. Rose pulls into second with a double. It makes it 11-5 Chatham in the ninth.
The center fielder, number 53, Hayden Yost.
Right on left as Hayden Yost, the leadoff man, comes in. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, outer third. 0-1 on Yost. Righty set, here's the pitch. Fastball tapped right side. Mendoza charges, fields between his legs. He sidearms to first in time for the second out. Another run comes home. As Turner scores, Rose moves up to third, and Chatham is 1 out away from the win. It's now 11-6 A's. Right-handed hitting Levi Clark is the last hope for the Gatemen. That's with a runner on third and 2 out. Smith set on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, 1-0. Chatham in search of its third win in 4 tries. Smith's 1-0. Fastball downstairs, 2-0. A's visit Brewster tomorrow. First trip to Stony Brook Field. That's a 5 o'clock first pitch. We're on the air at 4:40 with the Anglers Extra pregame show. 2-0. Breaking ball on the outside corner, 2-1. Smith set. Right on right. Here's the pitch. Fastball golfed into shallow right. Mendoza goes out. He makes the over-the-shoulder catch to end the game. Chatham wins its third game in the last 4. The A's beat the Wareham Gatemen 11-6. Pound out 12 hits and go home winners at Veterans Field. Chatham jumps the Orleans Firebirds for 4th place in the East Division. The A's have won 3 of 4 and are now 5-6-3. Wareham drops to 6-8-0 and drops to 3rd place in the West. We've still got plenty more for you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's the Anglers Extra post-game show coming up. Hudson will have an interview for you. I'll break down all the highlights presented by Touchstone Closing. It's an 11-6 Chatham win. The A's break out for a season-high offensive performance and win their 3rd in 4 games. Anglers Extra, the post-game show. It's coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines
Anglers Extra.
Chatham wins it 11-6 at Veterans Field. The A's have won 3 of their last 4, and Hudson Ridley is diamond side with a special guest. Hudson?
Thank you very much, Jake. Here with Henry Ford after a season-high offensive explosion. 11 runs today. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt great. You know, I feel like we've been having a lot better at bats, and you know, not getting the results that we should. You know, hitting balls harder at people, and I felt like today it kind of came together for us.
You in particular, you had 2 doubles in this game, picked up a single as well. What did you see today?
Just trying to get a good pitch to hit, and you know, was fortunate enough to get a couple, and you know, just put a good swing on it, and was fortunate enough to, you know, have the results that I had.
With the 11 runs today and the offensive explosions over the last couple of games, what's the ceiling for this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have really, really good players and really talented players and a great group of coaches, and you know, I think we're having a lot of fun together. So, you know, I think, you know, we have a great offense. I think we can score a ton of runs and, you know, do stuff like this every night. So, just got to keep it rolling.
How's the vibe now that things are really finally starting to click for you guys?
Yeah, it's been good. I feel like the vibes have always been high. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody's been having a great time the whole time. You know, it's just baseball. It's a tough game, and you got to make adjustments, and you know, that's what we've been doing, and you know, the results show.
You also had to make an adjustment after last night, maybe not getting the most sleep, got back late from Citi Field. How was that whole experience yesterday?
Yeah, it was incredible. I was very fortunate, you know, to be able to go up there and, you know, be with a ton of great people and meet new people and create great relationships. And, you know, obviously playing at that field was awesome, and, you know, getting to compete, it was just a great day.
What do you think your favorite part was of yesterday?
I would just say, like, you know, getting to play on the field and getting to play. One of my best friends was on the other team, Harrison Didwick at UVA, so getting to see him and play against him and, you know, just competing. It was a lot of fun.
2 hits in that one yesterday, 3 hits today, and a season-high 11 runs for Chatham. That's Henry Ford. Henry, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Back to Jake Klein with the rest of your Anglers Extra postgame show. Jake?
Thank you, Hudson. 3-hit night for Henry Ford. 3 of Chatham's 12 hits on the night in an 11-6 win over the Wareham Gatemen at Veterans Field. Almost time for your post-game highlights on the Anglers Extra post-game show, but first we take a trip down Thunder Road.
Screen door slams, Mary's dress sways. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again. I just can't face myself alone again. Don't you run back inside, darling, you know just what I'm here for. So you're scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Well, show a little faith, there's magic in the night. Ain't a beauty, but hey, you're alright. Oh, and that's alright with me. Covers and study your pain. Make crosses from your lovers, throw roses in the rain. Waste your summer praying in vain for a savior to rise from these streets. Well, I'm no hero that's understood. All the redemption I can offer, girl, is beneath this dirty hood. With a chance to make it good somehow. Hey, what else can we do now?
Chatham wins it 11-6 over the Wareham Gatemen. Welcome back to the Anglers Extra post-game show at Veterans Field. I'm Jake Klein. It's time for your post-game highlights, presented to you, as always, by Touchstone Closing. We start in the bottom of the second. Scoreless game. Runners on second and third, and it was Chatham that struck first. Baisley pitches. In the dirt, it skips by the catcher Rose and goes to the backstop. Freilich comes home, and Chatham strikes first. 1-0 A's in the bottom of the second. So Chatham made it 1-0, and just a few batters later, added more. Here it comes. Runner goes from first, pitches a ground ball through into right field, a base hit. Freeman comes home. Hanley goes first to third. It's an RBI single for Ashton Larson, and Chatham makes it 2-0 in the bottom of the second. So Ashton Larson, in his first at-bat back at Veterans Field as a second-year angler, delivers the RBI single. And then later in that inning, after Henry Ford doubled home a run, it was Jackson Freeman's turn. 1-0. Fastball grounded right side. It gets through into right field, a base hit. Mendoza chugs around third. The throw to the plate. Offline. Mendoza scores standing. Jackson Freeman delivers an RBI single, and Chatham makes it 4-0 in the bottom of the third. So that was Chatham's first run of what would become a big bottom of the third inning. Ashton Larson stepped back to the plate with runners in scoring position in that same inning. 1-0 to Larson. Swung on and punched into shallow right center field. Cruson races on. It dunks down for a hit. Freilich comes home to score. Ashton Larson drops in an RBI single. It's 5-0 A's in the third. And then, a few batters later, it was the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Lane. He got in on the fun. 2-2 to Isaiah Lane. Grounded fair inside third and down the left field line. Freeman trots home. Here comes Hanley. He scores. Larson goes first to third. Isaiah Lane grounds a 2-run double down the left field line. Chatham is pouring it on. 7-0 A's in the bottom of the third. Chatham eventually made it 9-0 in the bottom of the third, but then Wareham slowly started to chip away as we skip ahead to the fourth.
Another 0-2. Swing and a liner, it drops down in center field. One run comes in to score. Clark gets the holdup at third. The throw in gets away from Hanley, who was covering. And McHugh goes up to second. So Yost scores, and it's the first run of the day for Wareham. 9-1 the Angler lead in the top of the fourth.
That came off of the Chatham starter, Gabe Davis, who went 4 innings in his final appearance of the summer. That was in the fourth. Then Wareham added another in the fifth.
2-2 pitch. Grounded left side. Mendoza fields, fires across body to first. Hanley makes the stretch, and it's in time, but the run scores. Cruson comes in from third. It's 9-3 Chatham in the top of the fifth.
9-3 in the fifth, and then in the sixth, Levi Clark stepped to the plate to lead it off for the Gatemen. He delivered their one big blow of the night.
1-0. Popped up. High fly ball out towards right field. Freeman drifts back towards the track at the wall, reaches up, and that carries over the wall. A ball that kept on carrying. Levi Clark leaves the yard, and that's now 4 straight for the Gatemen. 9-4, Anglers on top in the top of the sixth.
So the Levi Clark home run makes it 9-4 Chatham. Wareham added on a couple of more after that, but ultimately this was the A's night. And the guy you just heard from on the Anglers Extra post-game show, Henry Ford, proved why.
2-2, rocketed out towards left field, and it gets down for a base hit. One run comes in to score. Windmill for Lane. He runs around third. He comes in to score. The throw is cut off. It's a 2 RBI double for Henry Ford, and he extends the Chatham lead. 11-4 A's in the bottom of the 7th.
Wareham tacked on 2 more in the 9th inning, but ultimately it was not enough. Smith set. Right on right. Here's the pitch. Fastball golfed into shallow right. Mendoza goes out. He makes the over-the-shoulder catch to end the game. Chatham wins its 3rd game in the last 4. The A's beat the Wareham Gatemen 11-6, pound out 12 hits, and go home winners at Veterans Field. So there it is. Chatham wins it 11-6. The A's have won 3 of their last 4 and have now jumped ahead of the Orleans Firebirds for 3rd place in the Cape League's East Division. We welcome you back into the press box at Veterans Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, this Chatham offense over the last week has totally turned a corner.
It certainly has. Over the last 5 complete games, so that's ignoring the fog out. It's been 40 runs for this offense, so 8 a game at this point, and it's brought that total up. Now up to 4.9 runs per game. There's only 1 team in the Cape League with more. No team above Chatham in the East right now with 4.9 runs per game. And this is an offense at the beginning of the year that you really couldn't say much positive about because every single game it was lack of production. Now it has completely flipped a switch, and the offense has become the marquee part of this team.
And Dennis Cook was steadfast in his responses when we've talked to him. He said, look, these guys are just going to have to figure out how to hit. And boy, they have. Meanwhile, 2 days ago in the last game against Falmouth, you had some pitching struggles for Chatham. That's what Dennis Cook brought up as the reason for that 9-7 loss. Tonight, got a solid start from Gabe Davis. And when you're hitting this well, it feels like you only need just enough from the pitchers, take some pressure off them.
Exactly. A couple of games ago, not even really, just about 2 weeks ago, 4 runs on 8 hits would be too much to overcome for Chatham. That's what they faced tonight against Wareham, rather 6 runs. But the main issue is now become the consistency of the pitching. Obviously, that's flipped. And when you look at this roster coming into the year, you knew the hitting was going to be good no matter who they brought in because of that depth. It was always the pitching that was a question mark because of how few innings some of these guys have pitched. At times it shows, but tonight the offense was enough, and there will be times this year where that offense is enough. Falmouth game just was not one of those games.
Tate Carey is the scheduled starting pitcher for Chatham tomorrow. The A's visit Brewster at 5 p.m. from Stony Brook Field. You can tune in right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. That is a 4:40 Anglers Extra pregame show, and we will talk to you then from Stony Brook Field. Tonight, it is an 11-6 win for Chatham over the Wareham Gatemen. The A's have won 3 of their last 4. For my partner Hudson Ridley, our producer Beckett Calkins, and our entire crew, we say thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you from Brewster tomorrow. This has been Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2025 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.